Alright, let's get this show on the road. Wongs Bakery versus Skarity work for Kobold Season 4. This is a lower bracket elimination game. Best of 3 series. And we are already through the draft. We're underway here. It will be a first pick clock for Skarity work. Bit of an interesting one. Not usually the hero we'd see at this juncture, but I suppose quite a lot of the meta supports have been banned out here, or at least the first picks that these teams have been looking towards. The tree is gone, the ringmaster, a hotly contested hero. As for bans, first ban Earth Spirit for Wong's Bakery is suggesting that they might go for something like this, the Shadow Fiend first pick. So it's a confident first pick. We've seen Terrorblades picked later into the enemy draft be an effective counter for this. I'll wonder if we will see a Terrorblade be picked up for Skarity work. In terms of other heroes banned, the Nagi Void Spirit is gone, the Shirik's Axe is gone. The Drow Ranger is not banned. I've seen a lot of bans on that hero recently. Pretty, I mean, either can go over either way into the Shadow Fiend, I think. In terms of raw carry matchups, what else is left in the pool? I mean, I doubt we'll be seeing the PA pick. Let's just say that. I think that's not really a sweat div kind of hero at the moment, at least. I could be proven wrong. Clockwork, though, is suggesting to me that they are looking to put this in the 5 role and pick up possibly a Drow Ranger or another ranged carry. They can also flex the Clockwork, and ideally they would have picked it with a Darkseer, but it looks like Wongs are yoinking that opportunity away from Skarity work. It will go on to Shirik's, one of his best heroes as of recent.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Skarity work. What are they going to look for here?
Dire team pick. Radiant
Rubik, pretty solid standard support, but they opt for the Clinks. I think the Clinks is something that's been slightly rising in popularity. I feel like I didn't see a lot of this hero a couple weeks ago, but now I think, again, just in this niche of heroes that can play into stuff like the Shadow Fiend, it's finding its place in the meta.
Radiant team pick.
Disruptor.
A Voxo Disruptor picked up for the Wongers. Likely to see the Maniac hero picked up next. I wonder if this does mean they might be considering flexing Maniac onto the 4. I know him and a Voxo are kind of between roles, both of them at the moment, but the Disruptor more likely to be played by Voxo in the 5 role with the Shadow Fiend lane. We'll see if they have any ideas of what they want to run with the Darkseer. I suppose with the Darkseer you prefer having this melee 4. The Tusk is gone, the Spirit Breaker's gone, so nicely banned out there by Skarity work. In terms of other lunatic heroes left, the Dark Willow is an option. It's not too terrible here. It gives a little bit of like area lockdown for the Clinks. They might consider picking it.
Dire team pick.
And there we see the Dark Willow. Run until Junior reporting on the draft. As we come in for Skarity works, likely offlane pick at this juncture.
Dire team back.
And it will be a Night Stalker, which can be a bit of a nightmare for these 2 supports. Obviously Willow relying on the Shadow Realm to survive through fights, but if Night Stalker blinks on top of it, it's not going to be helpful in the Disruptor. I mean, this guy's just prey for this Night Stalker, really. So far, the Skarity work draft looking scary for the Wong supports, and I don't think the core matchups are too lopsided either at this point. We'll have to see how the mid lane picks pan out.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Pudge banned out. Was that in fear of a mid Pudge, or I suppose so. Top mid laners left in the pool. Ember Spirit is available. The Invoker's milling about somewhere. Queen of Pain is available. Puck is unpicked, unbanned. Puck might be something that Wongs want to be looking towards, but they don't have the next pick. It will be Skarity work picking first. And I think equally the Puck can work in both drafts, so potentially Wongs will feel the need to ban it out as their last ban. The Invoker does get taken out of the pool. We'll see what Wongs decide is the path here.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
I think they should heavily consider this.
Dire team
They will ban the Ember, which is a bit dangerous.
Radiant team pick.
But it will be Mars picked up for Skarity work. So assuming this is a mid Mars then.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
The Puck still seems playable, but maybe they will be having damage issues. Again, they've got the Willow might not supply enough damage alongside the Puck, especially if she's immediately killed by Night Stalker every fight, which could be the case here. 20 seconds left on reserve time for them to make their decision, though. I mean, they do have the choice to pick Cheese Hero instead. And the cheese will be the choice. The Viper is picked up for the mid lane for Wongs. So we'll see how this unfolds. I like the Viper pick. Maybe provides a little bit more of the damage they were lacking into the mid game here for Wongs. You've got the Darkseer to buff up the move speed of the Viper so that he can get involved in the fights a bit more. But it still feels like an uphill battle for the supports of Wong's Bakery. The Night Stalker, and now with the Mars as well, you've got so much lockdown. You've got a Clinks popping out of Invis to assassinate you. And it's a lot of burst damage, like surprise burst damage out from this Skarity work draft. I fear that we could see a repeat of Coral's previous Shadow Fiend match in which he just got hunted relentlessly and suffered many deaths. So we'll have to see if the Wong's Bakery have kind of adapted or will play a little bit differently. But for now, we will just wait for the draft to conclude. Had lots of hard workers in the chat. While we're here in the early game chat, someone fill me in on if Sky is changing his pro name or if he just got something random as his amp underscore. I think I'm gonna end up calling him amp, but we'll see how it works. Will be a Vox on the disruptor at least. Sky and OK will have their smokes popped here. Okay, the first up the cliff, but he's into a Viper immediately. Ansem raises out from Shadowfiend, drops the cogs, and manages to walk away. Does have the Thunderstrike and a couple poison stacks on him, but will live. Just not quite enough damage there on the level 1 from Wongs.
30 seconds to battle.
But they will now make a move up to the high ground. I think spotted out by the Night Stalker nighttime vision here.
Except my brain is much larger.
Loki dropping a ward and wrapping back round. Maybe was looking to sneak this rune out in the river if they'd all stayed up on the high ground, but instead we'll just claim a watcher in the triangle. Yeah, we'll be TPing out from here. Wonder if there was extra shenanigans going on, but there will not be. Mid-lane Gleet, I mean, happy to play this Mars into the Viper, it seems. Have to see how this goes, whether he can just spam out the wave and get his own farm up enough to be the utility his team needs. But Nagi looking for a nice head start here. Loki drops his courier. Voxo with a quick few hits, also blocking the camp, but the wave is pushed up. I think this lane should be pretty disruptor favored for the start if he can, once he gets to level 2 and glimpses him back into Coral's razors, if Coral can manage to get a bit more mana, they might find themselves picking up some kills. And in the top lane, we've got Shirks and Lunatic versus OK and Shytek. And this might just end up being a classic Shirks Darkseer lane where he cuts the wave and just becomes the top net worth hero, but I don't know if there's too much kill threat really either side here. So potentially a little bit of a sleeper lane, you love to see it in Sweat Division. Meanwhile, Gleet, we can take a little peek at his queued up item build. We'll be going to bottle on the Mars and then into the Soul Ring later, so looks like he is just going to be playing to spam out as many spells as possible. Might be going down here though, slowed up by the Viper, but an uphill miss might be his saviour here. Even drops the tree to fog out Nagi there. So yeah, maybe a little bit saved here by the uphill miss. Brambles drop top. Lunatic just using it to find the angle onto Shytek for some nice harass. Spot lane level 2 is up now for the disruptor, so Sky and Loki need to be careful. Just a little bit careful, especially pre-night time here. But yeah, just playing with the aggro as top lane. They are making a move onto Shytek. The damage isn't really there for the full kill. Lunatic does have the Shadow Realm. Was looking to try and find Shytek low. But the cogs from OK just keep Lunatic at bay. And now they're looking to turn. We do miss the first blood. They actually turn onto a Voxer in the bot lane, but we might be finding the second blood here. As Lunatic, one more hit onto him, should seal the deal. Can Shirks find a return kill? Doesn't look like it. So although the lanes were seemingly favoured towards the Radiant side, it's 2 up for Skarity work so far. And Gleet leading on CS in the mid lane against the Viper. Has the finished bottle as well. Meanwhile, the Voxo looking for the glimpse, will find it, but at the same time the silence comes out from Sky on top of Coral. They're looking to turn on to Coral, but Sky will drop first. Now Loki in trouble. Coral with the big stick. Heals up enough. And a Voxo will be taking that 1 kill from his carry, but straight back the other way. 2-2. Meanwhile, it feels like Gleet has just managed to get over the hill of the Viper lane pretty rapidly. Potentially this Mars pick is something that they've just got in the bag for scenarios like this. Looking for Coral once again, but he's just a little bit too quick on his feet here. Although Loki lifts back Coral on top of Sky now and will fall. Voxo, I mean, he's just got to take a little bit of a beating there in the 2v1. Trade of the runes in the mid. This Lunatic, I mean, he sees a couple heroes here near half health. I'm sure he's thinking maybe we can try and find something here. Playing aggressive onto Shytek. On top of him with the brambles. Shytek steps into the second one, vacuumed into a third, and they will have the damage from it. Nice combo work there from the Darkseer. Sky in trouble here, gets glimpsed back into another raise, another click from Coral, but it's not quite enough to finish him off. Not enough mana there for the Thunder Strike on a Vox. As Lunatic in the top lane dropping low, this Clinks hits pretty hard, maybe too hard. Shirks is set to fall there on the wave. Maybe wasn't expecting the Clinks to hit quite that hard with the Blightstone in tow and the level 2 Searing Arrows. Three points in the poison for Nagi. Gleet is back to struggling a little bit here. Playing with the regen, glimpse back onto Sky in the bot lane. Cheeky little raise and a hit. And they will secure another kill onto the Night Stalker just as we hit nighttime. "4-4. And Gleet will be forced to teleport away here as Nagi drops the level 6 immediately onto him. Illusion Rune spotted out, but OK won't be quite there in time to steal it away. Bot lane, Sky's making a move with Loki onto Coral, who's alone, but he's just fighting back. Coral doing so much damage before he goes down here. Luckily Loki had a stick, but one more attack there from Coral would have sealed the deal of Vox. I don't think he's going to get there quite in time to find the glimpse. Meanwhile, this lane getting a little hard now into this Clinks. Shirks not opting for the more regular Dominator build here, just looking for a Vanguard after the mana boots. So potentially looking to just stay in the lane as OK contesting the Wisdom Shrine. Brilliant cogs pushes Lunatic up to the high ground. But it's a little early, so Shirks is going to be here to body him off of this rune. Nice attempt there from OK. Sherrick's dropping a little low to the creep camp there. I was a bit concerned. Meanwhile, are we going to see a bit of action here in the bot lane? Bit of an awkward glimpse. They're going to find the courier instead, and now Sky might look to turn after they've dropped all their spells. Coral dropping lower and lower. Loki still has the nuke ready to go. It's still on cooldown actually, but Sky's got one anyway, and OK's made his way through the gate here. Drops some lovely cog snipes onto the back line. Meanwhile, Nagi pops the ult. Gleet pops his own, but he's still ticking out to the Viper Strike. Drops low, but not low enough. One could say nice usage of the arena, but some would say desperate usage. Now with the support rotations though, for this 8-minute rune, Gleet has bottled. They're even bringing the Night Stalker here. They're really looking to shut down this Viper at this time. Radiant supports spot out the move, but they've now got to run themselves. Lunatic, he's got to watch out here. That's a rapidly approaching Night Stalker. Doesn't have the Dark Ascension just yet, 8 minutes into the game. And the Lunatic does manage to get off the Shadow Realm. It looked like he was under the silence there, but maybe that's cosmetic diff. And so far we're most of the way through this first night with not much accomplished here for Sky. Here's the bottom CS core. Let's take a look at the net worths. He's also the bottom net worth core here. So some catching up to do. Not something Night Stalker's generally good at. Unless he can find some kills. So maybe hoping to play off this level 6 that he's freshly got. Okay, and Loki lingering around the tower. But Coral's just going to have to back off. They might have to give up the tower as well. Meanwhile, glimpse out onto the mid lane. Gleet, he's Viper struck up, but he gets the spear onto Nagi into the arena. The supports are TPing, but it's taking so long to get out. It's actually Shytech that finishes the rotation first. And with the flare, they just about find the return kill onto Nagi. It looks like we lost a Willow in the bot lane in the meantime. As glimpse on the spot. Just a little leaving present there for Shytech. Teleporting back in is Lunatic for this tier 1 tower. Seems like they might be trying to defend it here. Coral's walking over and Viper is on his way. Out comes the go from Lunatic. Stun is there, Coral's here with the razors and the Viper Strike. They're just letting loose onto the Night Stalker. Stolen Shadow Realm for the Rubik might come in useful later.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Is Shytech thinking of coming through the gate here, or maybe he's waiting for a Lunatic to come through? We'll just return to the lane. Let's check in with the Sherrick's Darks here. With the Vanguard finished, is this enough for him to stand in the Clinks' lane uncontested? It might be. Hookshot onto the mid lane of Oxo trying to sap his 6, and he's already got the 6, so he drops it immediately onto this poor old Clockwork. And now a nice glimpse onto Gleet as well. Misses the spear on Gleet. The Viper Strike's coming off cooldown in a couple seconds here, so Nagi might not even need to drop it. And a critically missed spear there from Gleet. Sacrifices his life. That might be the UK Mars effect. This bot Radiant Tower hotly contested once again. Lunatic looking again to set something up, or maybe just scare off Sky enough to make him pop the ult. Time to run away here for the Dark Willow, but they will secure the tower. Shytech's going to come down for the last hit. That's a little bit of extra gold in his pocket. They might be looking again for Nagi here, but they're just securing the 12-minute rune. Flare goes up, spots the haste. Meanwhile, Voxo, not sure he's going to look for this glimpse back just yet. Nagi making a rotation up. They spot Shytek. Do they have the vision for him? They drop the wall and the Viper. Shytek just accepts his death here. Not even going to try that one as they smoke up the support behind the tower as well. Looking to trade this out, even up the map a bit. They did drop both their ults, so they're not at their strongest even though they feel in control of this area. And meanwhile, the assassin squad coming, looking for this Shadow Fiend. Okay, drops the hook shot, it's on target again. Coral cogged back into the awaiting arms of Loki of Voxo. Can he get there in time to help Coral out? Coral, not enough mana to pop his ult here, but maybe a Voxo can turn this into 2 support kills with a lovely static field. Or static storm rather, wrong hero. And he will find 2 on Nagi. And Blade Mail first for the Night Stalker here. It's an interesting build. I suppose you've got the Gleet Mars to go for the Blink Dagger, but I kind of expected they would swap it up a bit here, and you'd send Night Stalker into blink onto these backline supports and silence them. But maybe they've got a different game plan here. They send Sky in as the frontline guy that just flies around in the fights and no one wants to hit. Lunatic on the top lane as an Invis Shytek. Spear once again pushing Lunatic away. Does drop the arena, but he's ulted up by the Viper. And now Shytek also a little low here. Caught out by the kinetic field. Nice vac wall. Loki, can he get any kind of turn here? But Coral's just laying into him. Another uphill miss. The savior of Skarity work this game a little bit. Will mean that OK might be the only one to fall. Double kill for Nagi. But a big rotation into this mid from both teams comes out pretty Radiant favoured here, and they're going to look to take the tower off of it. Are we counting that one as a UK spear, chat? Didn't pin the Willow. It's a bit weird. I think we'll count that. That's 2 out of what, 10? We'll call it. Back to farming here for both teams. Travels up for the Viper, working towards the Pike. The Shadow Fiend looking towards a more interesting build here. It's the Kaya Yasha. So a bit less of a traditional build here from him. Darkseer with the Crimson Guard finished up building into a Blink Dagger. It's very interesting. Looking for maybe the jump onto the Clinks with the wall. Meanwhile, yes, we see the Sky Blade Mail finished up, also now looking for his Blink. The Gleet Mars. What's he got? The Blink flying out, working towards a Shard, a Shytek, and OK, they're looking for Lunatic in the top, but he does get the Shadow Realm off just as they try and get the initiation. Doesn't look like he will have the health to survive the Shytek Clinks, though, as mid lane. They were looking for the vision for this Gleet glimpse back, but Avoxa didn't quite find it. Instead, he's going to glimpse Sky all the way back to the bot lane. But that's right on top of Shirix. Maybe a little bit scary for Shirix. A Night Stalker suddenly appearing in front of him. So we continue here with the ult running. Sky's providing the vision. They find the Viper first. Forces away. Avoxo drops the ulti, but it's not in time to stop the arena coming out from Gleet. Coral instead hits the fear up, forces Gleet further into the tier 3. And now in the backline with the ult running out for Night Stalker, Lunatic's able to provide some distraction here. Sherix drops a nice wall onto 3. Gleet taking a lot of damage from the Viper. The damage over time is ramping up here, but they're being very careful about how they're fighting it. Both teams just poking back and forth, Loki poking. Now Lunatic poking, but Shytek is on top of him. Didn't quite see those Clinks arrows coming. And now they are looking for a little bit more here. Coral on the full retreat. Take a look at the Shytek items. That's another charge for his Desolator. As the Viper's TPing in here, OK, Drops the cogs. There's a lot of heroes on top of him. The force away once again. Drops the ulti onto the Night Stalker. Nice hookshot from OK. Finds Shirix and a Voxo, but there's no follow-up so far. So OK might just trade his life out here for a Voxo as Sky provides the nukage to finish him off. And provides a little tip for his service as well. Friendly little tip there. And on the horizon for the Shytech Lynx, it's just building into a Dragon Lance for now. Okay, so options open. Shard completed for the Mars. Let's remind ourselves what this does. It's to pin 2 heroes, of course. So he will be pretty effective here if he starts hitting some spears. You know, you can only pray when you've got a UK Mars on your team. Shytech might run into Carl, but there is a sentry down, so he would spot him if it was the case. And it's an interesting build up here from Coral, going Kaya Sanj into the Blink here, so looking to be more of a spellcasty active Shadow Fiend. It's a bit of a pivot away from what we traditionally see with the full right click build, but might prove favourable into these specific heroes that are kind of all good at getting on top of the Shadow Fiend. Shirix was looking like a tasty target down in this bot lane, but the Skarity work group are instead poking around with the Invis rune here from Gleet. A smoked of Voxo will be the wall here. But again, a bit of peace on the map. Momentary as it be. Night Stalker, he's found a lone support in the top lane and won't be able to get the Shadow Realm off this time.
It's feeding time.
Okay. A little bit of a pause. And I think this is what we were afraid of in the draft for the Wongs Bakery support, Joe. Is this timing with the blink on Sky? He can just eat these heroes up. Yule's on the horizon for the Willow, might be the saving grace, and there is a force being built up for the Disruptor. But there is going to be a five-ish minute window where there's basically nothing to save these supports. There's a Surge, there's a Force Staff on the Viper, a Hurricane Pike in fact. With the blink finished up on Shirix, he is building into the Shiva's Guard. BKB Skarity queued up for the Nagi Viper. Still blink next for Coral. BKB also queued up for the Sky Night Stalker. BKB for the Gleet Mars. Chrysalis BKB for the Kalinx. So it's BKB season in the next 5-10 minutes. That's okay clockwork. He's feeling like he's going to be able to afford all of the items he's got queued up here in the bottom right. Yule's Blink, Glimmer, Ghost Scepter, and something else involving a Mithril Hammer. Maybe that's a BKB for himself. Okay, looks like Shytek's having some crazy issues. But we will be getting back into it. shortly. I've been assured. Ults all available here for Wongs. Starting to feel like it might be Roshing time soon. The Tormentor also is coming up very shortly, and I think Clinks is probably a very proficient enjoyer of those objectives. Currently looking to chip away at this tier 1 top. And maybe that is the key for them taking the Roche when it moves to the top lane.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Some very defensive movements here from Wongs, just sticking together on the high ground. Waiting out the Night Stalker ult. With the respawn of the Willow, they're going to look to smoke as 4. Coral is wandering over as well, as Shytek was cleaning up the triangle. They ping out the Rubik Courier. They know there's a lot of heroes in this vicinity. They're going to run into OK first. Will he hookshot away to the creep camp? I think Nagi was positioning to block that attempt if it were coming out. Meanwhile, Lunatic might have spotted Loki in the distance. He pops in with a little bramble, and there's a Coral actually waiting for him over here. So there's both supports out for Skarity work, and it might be into the Roche pit here for Wongs. Meanwhile, it will be the Tormentor trade-off. Shot out for the Rubik. I think this is a crazy good shard. The lift distance is just ridiculous, honestly. So very happy there if you're a Rubik. Pretty happy if you're a Nagi Viper with an Aegis.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And Disruptor actually doesn't go for the Force, instead swapping for the Solar Crest. So it looks like he's not going to play to survive, he's going to play to press Solar Crest on his carry and hope that Coral deletes a bunch of heroes.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Or I suppose on the Viper as well. Anything works. Okay, pinged out here. Outdrops the field, does have the hookshot available if he needs it. And will hookshot over to Gleet, but Nagi is nearby. Loki will steal the Viper ult, but he gets yoinked back into a wall by Shirax. The Viper ult deployed onto the Darkseer. But that will be it for now. And again, the Skarity work just dropping a few heroes outside of the objectives here. And if Wong's noticed there's a regen rune in the river now for Shirax, they might be pretty happy after this. Lunatic making his way all the way up here for the Sky Night Stalker. Doesn't quite find him. To be honest, it was kind of far enough away from his team that Scott could have popped ult and looked for him. He might even try that now. As we see Nagi found by OK's Clockwork once again. The damage from the Clinks is way too much. They pop the Aegis and they're looking for a turn here. Can they find a glimpse on a Voxer? It doesn't look like OK's in range for it. And on the back line, Sky is lurking. They see Nagi once again, now Aegisless. Looking for the Reanation. Big spear out from Gleet, straight onto Coral. Do they have enough to save him? They drop the Static Storm. It's onto 3. It prevents further go, but Coral only just gets the ult off. Nagi, so low health, might tick out to the stolen Disruptor Q that I forgot the name of, as a Voxo He's under the effects of it as well, providing enough vision for Shytech to get those little hits in, but it's enough to take out the Disruptor. A big turn here for Skarity work. And this Aegis didn't look very effective at all. BKB still on the horizon for the majority of the heroes here. Shoring up a 3k lead for the Dire side. Most of that on this Clinks. And let's check in with our Clinks actually. He's doing alright. I like the funky medallion neutral item. Lunatic does spot out Gleet in the camp here, but Bramble's off the mark. Much to be done on this map. Handful of minutes till Roche is back. But for now I think both teams really just focusing on finishing their BKBs. Speaking of, there's the BKB for Night Stalker. I expect the others will trickle in slowly for the rest of the heroes on the map. Especially with how fast this Clinks is farming. Finishes his up just off of that wave. But Nagi's still a little far away from his after these couple of deaths. You can see how it affects it, but he's positioning close to this hill his supports are waiting on. Skarity work, they're looking for it, but they're looking for the supports first. Sky straight into the back line. He's on top of them with the BKB, there's nothing to protect Nagi here. And now the second support, Lunatic. The BKB's lasting so long for Sky, the fresh BKB. And he eats up both supports.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
Meanwhile, up to the high ground goes the Clinks with his Desolator, with his Chrysalis. Okay, he's dragging the top wave in as well.
Radiant's middle tower has
And it's looking like a mid-set of racks at 26 minutes here. Crazy TP in from a Voxo. What the hell is that guy doing? Straight into the arms of Sky underscore, but maybe it was a bait. Nice vac wall from Sherix. He hits on 3. The Shadow Phenol is to follow. They're going to try and find the Mars as well. Can Sky get away from this? There's a Nagi behind him, so there's no way out for him. And a nice bit of combo work there from the Wongs Bakery. Voxo does lose his life. I mean, it was a bit of a crazy positioning from him, but a calculated crazy positioning turns it into a one fight for Wongs. They protect the racks. And now out onto the map once again. Not sure Sherix can really push this tier 2 mid alone. And I apologise for my voice going 27 minutes into game 1, but I'm not usually taking the lead here on these games. I'm trying my best for you, chat.
Dire's structures.
I'm gonna go until I can't speak anymore. I hope it's not a best of 3. I'll tell you what, I'll grab a little ice cream in the break and see how I go. If anyone wants to hop in and co-cast, just drop me a ping. Oh, Voxo, he's in a little trouble. There's a Shytech here. Can he make it away with the Solar Crest? There's a Sky underscore seeking him from the shadows. check in with Darkseer. Hello, Darkseer. What items have you got? He's now building his own BKB after finishing the Shivas. It's quite a long way off at this point. We're used to seeing Darkseer, the Shirik's Darkseer at least, usually top of the networks here, but a couple rungs down, let's say, here in this game. Meanwhile, Gleet doing a lot with very little. Rough lane into a Viper. He's really making this hero look pretty good here as he finds an arena, but he's going to hit the UK Spear once again. Viper Strike out onto the Clinks. Is it enough to save Nagi? Clockwork finds him, but OK's not got the damage to finish him off by himself. Meanwhile, in the backline, Coral, he's on top of the Clinks with the ult. He blows him up. Further chase out here. Sky looking to save Gleet. The nice lift away from Loki. Lunatic gets an absolutely massive crit in the face as Coral pump faking the ult once again here. They're looking to combo it once again, but nice spear finally from Gleet. He hits one, and it's a critical one, but maybe they're going to still lose some heroes anyway. Sherrick surging forward, Nagi in hot pursuit. Okay with the cogs, but Sherrick's wise to his tricks. Blinks past the cogs, has the dust ready to go, but okay, able to blink away. I mean, looked pretty good again here for Wongs. The Shadow Fiend build, I mean, he just blinked on top of the Clinks and deleted him from the fight. It looked pretty nice here from Coral. Just waited out the BKB from the Clinks and then finds an opportunity for it. Sherrick's looking to overstay his welcome as another hookshot on the mark from OK. Serves hot and fresh Sherrick's on the plate for Shytech.
Radiant are scanning.
And Nagi Viper, he's hanging around the Roche pit. Maybe that's not where you want to be at this current moment because Shytech's inside it. Will Voxo spot out? Okay, it doesn't look like they will. So it's looking like a Shytech Aegis. And the trade will be the Tormentor. It looks like Dark Willow might die for it. Very close here for Maniac. And brilliant. Look, they got the kinetic fence. And Avoxo's about to feed immediately. Use the fence! He doesn't even bother pressing it. Why not? Out comes the root from the Willow, just looking to delay, but the hookshot's there from OK, once again hitting on the mark up the high ground. Clinks tries to barrage down this Lunatic, but instead he's going to set up Gleet for an arena on not really much whatsoever, but it's blocking Coral from entering the fight after a nice back wall from Darkseer. And now the chase comes forth. Nagi slowed up Sky and does find the kill eventually. Now they're looking for more. Shytech caught out by Sherrick. Again there with the dust, he turns onto Sherrick, but Sherrick is pretty tanky with the Crimson Guard. They'll clean up Shytech once again. They've got the Aegis. Coral doesn't have ult to follow up onto the respawn, but he's just going to battle out into the Shytech Clinks, and he's going to win with the help of his team. It's another fight coming up for Wongs, but the kill score is 28-28. Just a 2k lead. Let's take a look at the graph here. I mean, it's looking still very work favored, the graph. Gabe Newell does not really believe here. Meanwhile, Nagi buffed up with the Blink Dagger finished off. He is able to find these jumps that he might not be able to get in the last 20 minutes that we've been watching. And it is important he gets on top of these heroes. He can get past this arena or the Clockwork cogs and just get involved in the fights. Meanwhile, okay, dragging the wave here. This Clockwork Very impressed so far with his gameplay here. What an escape as well. Strapped up with my seatbelt for the rest of this game. Mars will bottle the haste rune from the top lane. Full silver edge for Coral. The counter invis. Will it be enough to help him survive this smoke out from Skarity work? They're looking once again. And this top wave is the bait. Lunatic and Shirux will be the ones to pop the smoke, initiate on it immediately. Finally a spear connects onto the side of the arena. Shirux completely gone. Coral has to pop the BKB and the ult. Sky underscore with his own BKB battling into Coral is on the back. Nagi's fighting up to Shytech, but he can't fight that 1v1. He needs the help of his team now. Coral with the no BKB, no ult. He's being chased down by the Nice Dog with the Skull Basher. He's going to get taken out of Voxo. Cogged up on the side by the two supports. And now has Sky to just rub it in his face, although Voxo surviving a little bit longer with the Glimmer Cape than expected. Drops the fence just for fun as Shytech into the base he goes. He's still looking for Nagi. Another crit there. He might have found him. Loki chasing so deep here. Gleet with the battering ram. He finds the assist there onto Lunatic. Spears away Nagi. And with the Blade Mail up for Sky, there's no chase out. 4 kills in a row here. Nothing on return side. And it just looked like a bit of a botched initiation, with Darkseer being immediately killed off of this spear combo from Gleet. It's just not what you expect here, really, and the BKB still unfinished here for the Darkseer. Maybe would have had a chance of living there if he had the reactions for it. But even then, it's a slim chance. It's a tough reaction to hit. And they are looking for this top tower into the top racks at this point. With heroes dead still. Shytech will clean this up with the Daedalus finished up. Looking for an Ags next. Nagi with the blink. Quicker fingers there from Gleet. Ducks and dives away. They do see Clinks pushing out the bot wave though. I wonder if they'll try and make a move, but instead they're just going to try and secure a little bit of area for themselves to farm up. Might spot OK popping off a flare here. Nagi gotta be careful about choosing to go. And we'll play it safe. Top lane. Sky might get a bit greedy here chasing for this. He's just baiting on the wave a little bit here. Just playing with the fog. But Coral's invisible nearby might have spotted him out. Instead he's looking for the sport straight up into the Yules. He's going to come down now. Coral's out of the invis. Do they have any way to cancel this BKB TP? They do not. So Sky in the base. Maybe this is an opening here for the Radiant side. Willow TP's down into the mid. They're looking for more. They spot OK in the river, running for his life. And again, a nice disengage here from Skarity work. Loki really pumping his net worth with his stolen acid pit from the Viper. Smokers 3, Shirix and 2 supports venture out into the base, or out of the base rather. And they do link up with Coral. Gleet does hit the mid wave. They might look for the intercept, but he does have a shield rune running for a little bit more. In fact, they might run into Shytech here. Do they ping him out? Do they know? The smoke pops some dust, but instead the supports just get assassinated by the lone Shytech. And now Gleet's looking to chase for more. With the jam, Loki just taking out this vision the Wongs had built up for themselves. Thus far, Skarity work, it's their game to throw.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
Coral almost found there. Gets away with it. Shytech gets away with a couple racks. And there's only one set left, so Wong's Bakery really got to start getting it together a little bit here to prevent Skarity work from closing out this one. Let's check the graph again. Production, load up the graph. Okay, that's me. Let's check. 3% win probability for Wong's Bakery. It's not looking good, lads. But 3% they will fight for. These supports cannot get found again by Shytech without capturing him first. Things come out on this mid wave. There's an invisible Gleet moving around with the aid of a rune. So they will look to smoke up themselves here from Skarity work. Big clash, I feel it in the weather of the mid lane. Lunatic looked to be the one to pop. They see Sky on the mid lane, but instead it's Gleet finding initiation onto a Voxos Disruptor. He drops the Static Storm, but it's onto a BKB Gleet. Meanwhile, Vac Wall onto Shytech. The two cores from Radiant are laying into him, but they can't quite keep him locked down to finish him off. And now with the BKBs over, it's Sky's turn to get involved. He's with his own BKB. Coral has to pop the ult to isolate maybe Sky from his team, but with the Blade Mail active, it's so hard. Missed Spear from Gleet once again. Doesn't quite find any connection. But Hookshot always on the mark here from OK. Straight into a Shadow Fiend ult though. But is that a stolen Shadow Fiend ult from Loki? Gets a double kill here for Loki. Stolen Viper ult as well. Loki's going a bit absurd in this fight as Coral trying to find Gleet on the bottom side of the fight here. Spearback does connect, but it's going to cost him his life. And again, I mean, there's the spellcasting from the supports on Skarity work has just been exceptional. OK on the Clockwork, I think, is clearly my MVP so far.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Relentless aggression outside of the base. Let's check back in with the graph. But down to 2% now. They're running out of percents to play with. Maybe the Roshan will give them a little spike back of win percent. But if they're going to contest this, they might be losing bot racks for it. It's spotted out again by the flare. Shytech immediately seizes the opportunity. These racks are gone. These racks are completely gone. And now Sky might look to jump into the pit here, but he's going to get Viper struck. And he's going to get turned on by the clicks from Coral. It's going to be enough to take out Sky here. They're still fighting for this Roche. It's going down so slowly, but the racks, they've gone down so quickly. Aegis for Coral, who needs to get out of here. He's choosing not to TP. He just blinks back up here wildly. Maybe a bit of a crazy play here from Coral. He spots Shytech with the wards. Missed hookshot from OK. It's the first one we've seen miss all game. And it might have been the one that could have closed out. But Coral, he greeds for a camp there and gets away with it. Meanwhile, Clinks has to pop the BKB. He's got found by the Dark Willow. Yule's up. They've got nowhere to cancel the BKB TP. And the glimpse just isn't quite there in time. Gleet obliterates Lunatic on the back, drops the arena to keep himself safe. Meanwhile, on the top side of the fight, Coral goes down to once again the stolen ult from Loki's Rubik. Respawns and blinks away. They've got a glimpse back onto Gleet, and now Nagi's trying to lay into the damage. Does find Gleet okay with his own BKB now, straight on top of these supports here. With the bought back Lunatic, but now they've got a glimpse out of their own. Okay, now Loki with a stolen Viper Strike onto the Shadow Fiend, trying to keep his friend alive. But will not be able to do so now. Sherrick's looking for more Loki. Finally, this pesky Rubik, but he throws Sherrick's onto the cliff. Sherrick's vacs both of them back up there with him. Shytek's stuck on the cliff. Do Wongs know Shytek is even up there? Maybe they can't take too much advantage of it, but this support duo, again, I can't praise them enough here. Skarity work. They are putting in the work. Loki, what the helly? This was a bit of an insane play, and I rated so highly. He tried to get the lift back into the Shadow Fiend ult. That would have been play of the month, to be honest, if he'd found that. Unfortunately, he doesn't have a BKB of his own, but Shytek, his BKB is on cooldown. They're looking to try and find him before he kills a Voxo. They don't, but they do get the kill. And Coral ticks out to the damage over time. What the hell? What even was that? I have no idea. I'm bad at the game. What can you do? Sky. He's going to try and find Lunatic here. Almost certain death here for the Dark Willow. Buyback on a Voxo. He's going to glimpse in Sky, but Nagi's not ready. He's trying to deal with the creep waves. The kinetic wall is dropped, but I mean, it's so crap. Valve, please change this to something better. Nagi trying to fight up against the blade mail of Sky, and he's not winning, but he, with the help of his own BKB that just came back off cooldown, he's able to get through and find the kill. Sky with no buyback for 90. Clinks is dead here. And Gleet is building into an Aghanim Scepter on the Mars. This is no longer the random soldier guys that you can turn on. This is instead an arena buff. I think it's the old facet, isn't it? But with this catapults, the Vox is having trouble dealing with them. They are getting this tier 4. I think Nagi should maybe have been hitting these catapults really, but to each their own. It feels like Gleet's always got an invis or a smoke on him. Looking for a perfect initiation here. They're going to find a Voxo with no buyback. They're going to get a beautiful double spear combo onto a Voxo and Sherix. Surely that's going to be the game-ending spear combo. Nagi fighting up against the Clinks, alone in the back, but it's nowhere near enough dieback. On Nagi, no buyback available for 2 minutes. Coralie's looking for it. He pops the BKB ulti basically onto no one here, but the vac wall from Sherix is big. It hits onto 3. Loki's there trying to get the return Shadow Fiend. He blows up Coral with his own ultimate. And Sherix, I mean, what can he do? What can he do at this point? Gleet looking for a spear, but the creeps, they're surrounding the Ancient for Wong's Bakery. There's a banner on the floor. They're just going to call it. And it was a struggle at first, but Skarity Work decided they're not throwing this one. They close out game 1 of this best of 3. And I will take a short break, and I'll be very glad to bring you the subsequent games of this series. Get yourself an ice cream or something, little treat. We'll catch you in a little bit. check it out. We're back. Game 2. Wongs Bakery versus Skarity Work. And we're into the draft already. I'm catching up a little bit on the chat over the break. It was pointed out that Shirks might have got his ass whooped in a Balatro 1v1 before the series started, so maybe affecting his play a little bit. It's something you've got to consider. You've got to have that the winner mentality going into the game, so losing a Balatro is probably not the way you want to start it here for this series.
Radiant team back.
Let's turn our attention over to the draft. Wongs opening up with a similar start here. The Earth Spirit is gone. The Snap and Tree are gone. Skarity switching it up. The Void Spirit gets through here. They instead ban the Shadow Fiend, which they did just win against, but this OK Clockwork, I'm surprised that it got let through. Are these other heroes really better than what we saw last game? This, bearing in mind that OK is the lowest MMR by a little bit on Skarity Work, certainly did not feel like it that game.
5 seconds remaining.
What will Wongs
Dire team
return with? The Wingmaster. Maybe forcing the alliteration a bit too much there, but you know, it's I'm doing what I can. Run until Junior, some would say.
team back. Radiant team back.
Lunatic Ringmaster. Possibly a Voxer Ringmaster. They can flex this hero pretty hard. Meanwhile, Skarity Work are the ones to ban the spirits out. They do not want Nagi to have a comfortable game here.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Nightstalker also gone, so potentially Wong's looking to pick up some dainty little supports that sit in the back line. I suppose they've already got one with the Ringmaster. Could they pick another, or would they instead be looking towards some damage potentially?
10 seconds.
Could see something like the Hoodwink maybe come out here.
5 seconds remaining.
I think that's decent enough into the Clockwork. Alternatively, I think Wongs have recently been picking a little bit of their mid laner in the slot. We could again see the Puck picked up,
Dire team pick. Drow
but instead it's going to be the Drow Ranger picked up in this slot. I think partially could be a block pick here because the Clockwork Drow lane is ferocious. However, the Pudge was banned last game in that ban slot that Nightstalker's sitting in. This game it is not, and it gets through for Skarity Work, so be interesting to see where this is going. I don't know if it's I don't know too much about this team enough to say for certainty that this is a core or a support, but Largo, I think we can be reasonably confident here. There's going to be a Sky offlane Largo. I say reasonably confident because Chad will clearly know more than me.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Meanwhile, Wongs, will they go back for the Darkseer? Probably not against those two heroes. I think they might need to go a little bit of a different direction here for Sherrix, but the axe is gone. However, Undying Drow picked up. We've been seeing a lot of this combo as well. And into 2 strength heroes already, 3 actually. This Undying pick is feeling a little beastly. So, pretty nice pick up there for Wongs for their safe lane.
5 seconds remaining.
This does open them up to pick something a bit less front-liney for Shurix if they so choose. With the Ringmaster defensiveness, potentially they're now looking for like damage control support hero, and then with Nagi, I mean the Invoker isn't banned out this game. They could look to pick that up, but I think surely they're considering the Puck here again into the Largo. maybe they feel like they need a bit more damage for these tanky boys. But I think Drow should provide the damage, so I think the lockdown route is more likely where they'll be looking. As for Skarity work, I think they are still looking for this ranged core to round off their lineup here. Whether that be the Terrorblade, or they could go back for the Clinks again. I think they will be weighing their options. Maybe they've got some secret ones in the bag. They could have like a lone druid. But meanwhile, Wong's using a lot of reserve time on this pick. It's a pretty defining pick for the last quarter of the draft here.
Dire team pick.
And it will indeed be the puck. We did previously see the Pudge into puck matchup, and the Pudge looked very good. So I'll be interested to see if this, what I'm assuming is a mid Pudge for Gleet, can turn up similar results against the Nagi puck. Rubik
10 seconds remaining.
slips through
Dire team
towards the end of the draft. I mean, allowing Skarity work to get these two supports again is an interesting decision from Wong's Bakery, but they are playing for their own draft. They've got this Undying pick, which should enable the Drow. They're building around this team fight in their heads. They're just imagining how it's going. The puck's dropping like a coil. The Drow's just shooting everyone 3 times and they're dead. It's not a great amount of save on Skarity work, but they can just walk up to this Drow at the moment. Their tomb hit is also pretty poor, so I do think they're looking for a fast hitting ranged carry for Skarity work. The Nature's Prophet banned out. The Kez pocket pick is one that we forgot about. That's banned out as well. There's some funky TA work that could be done. I think we've seen that in a couple pro games recently.
5 seconds remaining.
But they might just go back for the Clinks. It looked pretty convincing last game. Couple minutes left for them to decide at least. I suppose they're just going through the hero grid one by one at the moment. Yeah, not that one, not that one. And they're eventually going to land on a single hero. They do have the option to flex the Pudge to carry, if that's something that Shytech plays. I'm sure he does for a player of his rank. But instead, we will get the PL pick. So not the range carry we were looking for. I think maybe because most of them the good ones are banned out or picked. So they will opt instead for a bit of a funky one here.
10 seconds remaining.
Looks like a pretty good PL game though.
5 seconds.
How will Wongs address this with their offlane pick? No Timber, no Doom. But there is a Primal Beast. So they will have some AoE, a little bit of lockdown, some front line. I think Primal Beast makes a lot of sense in the draft. But is it enough? Is the Gleet Pudge just going to run over this game? It could happen. It certainly could. A Voxo on this Undying is going to need to put some heavy lifting in for the Drow lane. Coral needs to get off to a good start here. And it seems like it might be up to Lunatic on the Ringmaster to maybe rotate over to mid. Because, I mean, I'm not going to rule out Nagi from winning this lane into the Pudge, but from what I've seen in previous series I've watched of this matchup, the Pudge just walks up to the puck and kills it. And why not? I'll do some predictions in chat, shall I? People can gamble. I don't know how many points people will have, but I might as well do it. While I'm waiting for the game to actually start, because... Let's Sharks pause the game again, or what? If Corey's in chat, he'll appreciate the gamba. There you go. 2 minutes ago. Some crude chat interaction for you with a little bit of a gamba. But we are finally into the game. Let's switch it on. Wong goes once again on the Radiant side.
Prepare for battle.
Lunatic has changed the sponsor tag from Animaker, so thumbs down, but he's changed it to Safe Travels, which I believe is in honor of Alex Kamke, who is currently traveling, I believe, in Asia, in an unnamed country. Shirik's still rocking the Taylor diff. Maybe want to get that updated, buddy. It's a bit of an old one. As we may see a clash once again on this top rune. Is Lunatic deploying some sparkles or something there? Is that a visual effect that Gleek can see? Because if he can, he might just hook through the trees here and find a Lunatic. Mihawk not quite got the range for it, but Sky's going to drag him into the range. The coordination not quite there here. But a nice attempt nonetheless, nice attempt. Glee setting up another ward on the other rune. Just wants to hit a hook. And it looks like Shirks will be hooked here. That's the rune actually. Gleet finds it. Shirks just was trying to glean the rune pickup from the side of the hook, maybe. Look at this OK starting build. Boots Blood Grenade on the POS 5 clockwork with a PL in his lane. This is I actually find this very interesting. I'd like to see how the reasoning for it. We'll watch a little bit of that lane. First up, let's take a look at how the wave goes mid. Ball lane, I think Coral and a Voxo should completely run over this lane. I don't think there's any leeway really here. Well, there shouldn't be at least. Lunatic in trouble. Okay, with the Boots Blood Grenade build, running him down. Dodges the dagger by slipping through the trees and forces him to take a bit of an awkward path here. Drops the cogs and finds a little snipe out. And build working out here so far for the clockwork, very nice. Meanwhile, Loki's managed to get the wave back for Sky, so minimizing the threat of the Undying here. And he's got to be careful after jaunting. Shirik's dodging these cogs. Has a little bit of a warm-up from last game, a little bit of practice dodging these. Now we'll onslaught back through the wave to secure the range creep here. Voxo has the level 2. They're static in the wave outside the tower. Gleet hooks the rune away from Nagi here. But Nagi, with the curved orb, is able to get towards the bot rune faster than the Pudge. Meanwhile, OK doing maximal disruption in the top lane. It's playing around near the wave. Anything to get this PL some creeps to hit uncontested, and it's working so far. 15 CS, top of the last hits here for the PL. And still no action to speak of in the bot lane. Once again, Loki and Sky managed to pull the wave back to the tower. Top lane, little go on to Shy Tech here with the Primal Beast spells. But that's all it is, just a little harassment. I think OK with the cogs is maybe enough to just stop them being able to kill the PL from full. You can just prevent the Primal Beast from walking around, so potentially that's why all OK needs to do in this lane. As bot lane, Loki, the Blood Grenade comes out, the Tomb was dropped, and Coral will find the final hit. So they do, even under the tower here, manage to find the go out, the opportunity. And there's Zombie welling away on Sky. As the cogs come through, dodging from Shurks, but maybe OK gives up the courier for it.
Has been killed.
Meanwhile, Gleet, reasonably similar CS to Nagi here. You kind of expect as much from these two heroes, I think. As for the runes, we're seeing the Undying rotate up while the Tomb is on cooldown, so maximizing his usefulness on the map while he can't do much bot. They seize this opportunity to try and go for Coral. The lift back is there, the Frog Stomp to follow, but there's not even a single unit in the Frog Stomp. Shy Tech maybe being bullied a little bit off the wave when it's close to the tower here. As a Voxo waiting for them to step up a bit too far. Level 6 is closing in here for the mid laners. Gleek dropping a little bit low now. He pushing forwards, has the silence, but has got to be careful about getting baited here. Drops the Fortify to try and dive the tower. Has the silence and the orb, but it's not quite enough damage. Gleet waiting for Loki to TP in, not looking for the blind hook here. So Nagi will teleport back to his tower safely. As Shirax doing a little dance in the back here. His mana's been burned off, so it doesn't have quite enough for the combination of spells, but a big whip from Lunatic will push back the Die Heroes. Sky under the tower once again. Voxo maybe looking to drop the Tombstone here, and he does in fact. Sky quick on his feet though, gets away from this one. I'm going to use this to try and force the tower a bit, but Loki's wrapping around. And the 6-minute rune in the mid will go to Gleet. Again an invis rune for Gleet. This guy is an invisibility magnet and an invisibility magnate. Sky trying to fight the Tombstone. It dies before he gets the last hit, and so very unlucky there, and he's going to pay with his life. Yeah, I mean that's a bit of an XT moment there from Skiddy himself. Shy Tech. He's gonna maybe get stomped on by Shirix, but OK's positioning in the backline is just always enough to prevent Shirix from truly going out. Now with the spells deployed though from OK, Shirix could look for the turn here, and indeed pops the Pulverize. Pulverize? Trample. Wrong one. What can you do? Shy Tech confident enough to fight back though. What can you do? What can you do? 6 up for both mid laners now. As Shytek fighting onto Shirix, it looks like Shytek's kind of winning this one. As Shirix will be returning to base to pick up his soul ring. Cheeky peek at the net worths. Coral on top as expected, coming out of a lane assisted by an Undying. The story can change here, it's not too much of a lead. At least at this point in the game. And Gleet, surely we're going to see a hook here from him. Finds the puck, but Nagi gets the Arcane Rune. With the ult, is it enough? The Tomb is dropped onto Gleet, the coil is dropped, Shirix is there for the rotation as well. It looks like Wongs were ready for this go onto Nagi's puck. And they all respond in force, and now Loki, caught under 4 heroes, trying his best to escape. Nice lift, but there's the Pulverize. And meanwhile Sky, I think he took out the Tombstone by himself, but maybe once again for the Tombstone he's given up his life. What the... I mean, this is maybe the other side of Sky that we didn't get to see last game. The Sky that chat knows and loves.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
And it's a nice rotation from Wongs. This turns into a mid-tier 1 for them. Buffing up Shirix's net worth a little bit, bringing it back in line with the other cores.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Potentially with the next Tombstone we'll see this support smoke up and look for the PL as well, close out his map a bit. But in the meantime, while we wait for that Coral, I mean, surely they come down and contest him at some point. Is the Gleet Pudge strategy, he's just going to farm the Ags up. They're just looking to play for a later timing on all of these heroes. As OK, spotted by the Obs Ward, gating up to the top lane. Shirix looking to drag the wave, trying to pressure up this tower, but with OK's presence, Shytek is free to clean up the creeps here. And Sky does change up the build a bit. He was building towards the mana boots, but opts towards the phase instead. Nagi with this tower destroyed, confident playing up on the hill, knowing there won't be rotations, and yeah, we see it with the Tombstone cooldown coming off. Wongs are rotating up with this catapult wave for the top tier 1 tower. They're just going to look to close this out. It's pretty by the book moves so far. Sky will look to return the pressure on the bot side of the map.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
I can see chat speculating at game 3. I might need a caster to take over, because I don't think my voice is holding up if this one goes 60 minutes as well. But we'll see, there's a lot of time left on this game. It's only 11 minutes in, and there's only a 2k net worth lead. Shirix just defending the bot lane. As there will be a smoke rotation from the puck. They are going to look for Sky here. And he will wander into the puck here, leashed up, the coil is dropped, Lunatic unicycles onto Sky. They're going to whip him, they're going to pulverize him, and Avoxo standing in the back line and sees Loki, so the Tombstone is dropped in the back. Out comes the Wheel of Wonder. It's in place to make it awkward for Loki to escape here. Turns around with a Stolen Pulverize, but it doesn't do much against this zombie. Wandering big through the trees, through the tower. It's a Voxo, and he's pounding on OK. 9-0 for Wongs. This is looking currently like a bit of a different story to last game, but you've got to remember Gleet here on this mid pudge. He's farming up the Ag's Blink timing. And we know how potent this is against a puck. I think Nagi farming up... What is this flying out here? It will just be the Witchblade, so the regular build up for the puck. Coral, quiet game for him so far. On the Drow will be a bit more of a similar build. The classic several sword kind of things inventory coming up. Shirks, I expect we see similar for him, but it's Blink Dagger Rush for Shirks. So trying to get a bit more involved with the help of his supports potentially here. And then back for the BKB, most likely as Sky. I think it's probably going to be the Axe build up after this Kaya for him. And Shytek, I mean he's playing PL, he's going Manta style plus some damage items, probably the Diffusal. We'll see what becomes of that. As we continue to have a bit of a passive game. So Wong's decided, okay, that's enough of that. Smoke move time again down to this bot lane. Puck is TPing in, and Shirks does have the Blink Dagger ready to go, but Sky under the tower with the two supports in tow behind him. They're just going to look for this XP rune, but the contest could come out here. Voxo is not going to get there in time, but OK's wandering a bit far up here. And Shirks with the blink could blink over. Nice call from Nagi. Sky isn't caught in it, but the two supports are, and that makes the space for Shirks to blink through like we expected. Loki does get the Shrine of Wisdom though. Hook shot from OK to try and make some space, but another kill, another set of kills for the Wong's Bakery. 11-0. I mean, what changed from the break? But you gotta forget, you can't forget this PL and this Pudge are just farming up in the meantime. Wongs might have got all the tier 1s by 14 minutes, but doesn't mean it's free by any means. We can let's take a look at the graph. Let's confirm it out. It's only 60% for a Wong's favor, and we are early in the game. Double damage for Lunatic. Just gonna stop Roche from picking it up. And with another Tombstone ready to go, will Wongs look for another move with the Coil Tombstone combo? Like we said in the draft, there's not really any good hit at all for it. We saw Sky give his life up a couple times in his early game to hit the Tombstone. As Gleet very close to the Aghanim's timing on the Pudge. Could be pivotal here for their game. They are looking to try and kill him before that timing. They will drop the coil. The Ringmaster ult is there. They feed him into it. He's hypnotized. The tomb is even dropped. But he does finish the Ags moments before falling to his death. So maybe a little bit of game save there. The seconds count at this level of Dota 2. Shytek on the path to his own Aghanims, but a lot further away than the Pudge. At least for now. As Sky with Loki in tow, looking for Shirks under the tower. He's low health, there's a PL nearby, but with the Blink Dagger, Shirks is completely fine. And with spells on cooldown,
Bottom tower is under attack.
it's just a bit of farming going on for both sides.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
PL Illusions pinged out by Wongs. As Coral has just been hitting these ancient camp for quite a while now, pumping up his net worth 10k at 17 minutes. Not too shabby. Seems like Wongs have their sights set on catching the PL here. And they will see the Mantis come through. Nagy will blow them up. And PL will escape through the gate to join his team in the bot lane. It's going to be Lotus Orb for Sky coming up.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
As do the two supports think they can kill Gleet with the Ags here? They're TPing in the puck, so the answer is no, but they drop the coil immediately, stunned up on Gleet. Follow up, OK, interrupts Shirix with the ult. And now Wong's maybe deciding they can back off of this one. The OK Clockwork,
Radiant's
I mean,
bottom
once
tower
again,
is under attack.
maybe the saviour here for Skarity work in game 2.
Dire are scanning.
But this Aghanim's Gleet probably just looking to farm up for a quick blink dagger timing and then start to get involved. Doesn't look like there's a vessel or any related item coming out, as Sky is found by Drow under the tower, but with the Frog Stomp he can keep her at bay, and with the move speed from his ult he can escape, as Gleet doesn't quite get the hook onto a Voxo, so a Voxo instead drops the tomb onto OK. Finds one for Coral. Meanwhile, Shirix cleans up Loki in the river with the help of Nagy Puck. 14-0 now. Some imprint point recovery may be underway this game, as Nagy now looking for Sky out on the wave all alone after he just saw 3 heroes in the jungle next to him. Shytek, the only untouched hero in this game. Zero scoreline. Absolutely not looking to get involved until he is what, 4 slotted at least, and a little bit early on the tormented timing there from Lunatic, but nonetheless it spawns in its hole. Attempted flare steal from OK is not quite on the mark. And they will secure the shard for Lunatic, which is the spotlight. Used to be incredible against PL. Now it's just kind of just alright. A cool breeze blows through my room as we relax and sip on some lemonade and watch Sky potentially feed again in the mid lane. Coil dropped a Voxo with the Flesh Golem. Lunatic will be the one to take that kill. And I will take a refreshing sip of my drink as we head towards the Roche Pit. We'll give the Aegis to Nagy here, so they're looking for Nagy to be very aggressive, and they're just going to keep building Coral up, keep getting him, pumping his net worth, letting him farm from the creep waves.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And meanwhile this PL just finding what he can. Shytek with the Aghanim's completed his farming speed. is starting to catch up with the Drow. So Wongs need to be a little careful here. We've seen Shytek 1v9 games before. It's not out of the question he can do it on this PL.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And Nagy with the Aegis, confident enough to hit the tower. Teammates towards the top side of the map. And Avoxo just sitting protecting Coral while these moves happen.
Bottom tower is under attack. Dire's structures
Decay stolen. Gleet. Blink stuns Avoxo, cancelled by the Gust. They drop the tombstone. Avoxo looking not to feed the first kill on Wongs. And he might survive this one. Meanwhile, Shytek caught out by Shurix with a fresh BKB. Slammed into the ground. That's the first death onto the PL as well. And I can't believe Avoxo lives this one. Such little health. They're sending it down the mid lane. 20-0 at 23 minutes for Wong's Bakery against Skarity Work.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I'm sorry to hear you don't have a cool breeze in your room, Owen. But at least it's not another fire, let's be real. Shout out to my Irish boys.
Is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's courier has been killed.
Nice innate noob. Yeah.
Dire's top tower
Hasn't been
is under
making use of his innate here, so I mean, can you really call him a 5-digit MMR player if he's not doing that? Maybe not. Sky underscore. He's been reduced to cutting the creep waves.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Meanwhile, Gleet still building towards the BKB. I mean, we thought the Ags could be the turning point. He says, let's get another item. Maybe that's the turning point for this game. We'll be building towards the BKB. As Shurg's looking for the jump onto Shytek. Shytek baiting with an illusion, but they don't fall for it just yet. Pops his head out, pops the Manta. But this might be a little far. Nagi still with the Aegis for a couple of minutes. Gleet does hook Shytek out of the coil though, so prevents the go.
Is under attack.
And meanwhile,
Dire are scanning.
check in with Drow Ranger. Building towards the Ags, pretty close to it for herself. As Nagi finds some illusions in the jungle. Shytek quick to dip out from this one, doesn't want the smoke. And again, Sky just playing off of these wards in the bot lane, hoping some creeps will come towards him.
Radiant are scanning.
Nagi seeking some supports. And they will walk straight into OK. He does manage to cancel the Blink Dagger with the cogs. Only momentarily though. Chased down by Nagi. With the haste, looking for more. Might run into Gleet in the jungle here with the coil ready to drop. Great blink straight on top of him. Reads the positioning, but great reactions from Gleet. Gets him out of there. And they're going up to the high ground with this catapult wave. Coral's able to hit. Doesn't quite have the shard yet. And needs to watch out for the hook. Pops the Manta, I think, in reaction to seeing the animation come out there from Gleet. Dagger reveals Gleet's position. If he wasn't already shown, Nagi into the back. Aegis is not there for Nagi anymore, so
Dire's middle tower is under
could be susceptible. They even sent a Voxo up to batter the last part of this tower. The tier 3 is gone. And with the Flesh Golem Cooldown expired. The Tombstone also on cooldown. Wongs Bakery will be happy with their tier 3 purchase. But in the back of their minds, there's a Shy-Tech lurking. Orchid finished up for this PL. Maybe looking to find the initiation onto the puck in these team fights. This critical initiation could happen. And I'm going to keep the chat in suspense as we are 21-0, 27 minutes into the game. In this game 2, Skarity Work did win game 1. So it is a bit of a turn of events here for Wongs Bakery. But they will be looking for a smoke next. That's what's on their recipe list for cooking the rest of this game out. But for now, it looks like they're just going to try and get the waves in. Top and bot, a little bit problematic here. I think they're just going to try and cut bot wave. Shirik's indeed walking all over the creeps. They ping out the illusions of PL bot, but I mean, Shy-Tech's already way one step ahead. Through the gate, back to farming the back camps. You are not going to see this PL show on the map with his real hero for another 20 minutes probably. His team could be defending the Ancient, he's still going to be farming up his items. And then maybe he will pop out on 1v9, but we'll see how much of a lead Wongs can build up before then. Sky wandering around will pick himself up some lotus fruits. And we'll find the wave, but Shirks is still nearby, waiting to initiate until after the frog stomp. There's the lotus orb out from Sky. Is this a bit of a deep dive? There's no backup here for Sky, so we'll just be trampled down. And again, these traps being set on the waves, always from these high MMR teams. Just waiting and watching for someone to show here. But no one taking the bait.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And now that the bot wave is in, it's the bot tier 2. Into looking towards the bot racks maybe, but I think first they will consider waiting for the Roshan respawn. Is there a chance Shirks can find Shy-Tech here? There's a chance, but he might pay with his life. He's got the BKB at least on Shirks, so he could look to just YOLO blink. An aggressive move out here from the PL who's TP'd back to his team. They're smoked up as 5 here. Coming out of the base. Also smoked here is Nagi and Lunatic. They pop on each other, blink away from Lunatic, who's got enough money to afford a blink for himself. And that'll be it for now, as Nagi's still smoked up, but a little bit alone. He's got the Aeon Disc though, so maybe feeling confident enough to go in here. Drops the coil. The TP's come in onto the outpost here. Loki caught up. Not much to be said still here, but Loki may be the first and only to fall. All of this is time for the PL. I'm sure Shy-Tech is saying, guys, just keep making space, keep delaying the game. Let me get stunned by a centaur, but I'll still get my Skarity shard timing and then we can go. But before that timing, it's time to go back up the high ground for Wongs Bakery.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
And there's Coral up to the high ground. They've got Vision of Gleet. They do have to be careful of the hook. They don't have an Aegis. And Gleet will be spamming this hook out to try and get any kind of catch on this big fish that is Coral. Will be the catapult instead. Silence comes through. Blink away from the Pudge. It's Coral. BKB. And the Manta's still ready to go. They're just looking to climb up this ratchet, but Gleet under the smoke here might be lining up a hook, but the Manta from Coral will prevent it. Shytek from the side, he's looking to just poke in here with his illusions. And Wongs don't quite get both racks, but they get one of them. And now they're looking to go into the Roshan. Is there any way they can test this? Shytek's so close to finishing the Skarity. And the Roshan will roar. They drop the tomb way ahead of time. Puck spots out Sky, so they know there's heroes in the area. The illusions come through from Shytek. They're going to try and hit the tomb. Nagi, Aeon Disc popped. The Aegis is in the hands of Coral already. And now Death's outside the base here. Could be it for Skarity work. Pudge jumps in on the back. He's looking for Lunatic, but he can't even finish off the support here. Finds the hook on him, but into the box he goes. He's just going to live a little bit longer. But Coral killed up by Shytek's PL in the front of the fight. The Aegis is going to come out. He's going to respawn, but do they have anything to kill Shytek here? He's finally shown his face in one of these fights. Coral manages to clean up okay on the side of the fight. But is Shytek too big now? He is going to play it safe. And back off here. 2 kills for Skarity work. It was a bit of an act of Skarity of Wongs here to gift them to him. Both supports dropping here. The Ceaseless Dirge obviously finally coming into effect. Voxo does know how that works. It's confirmed. Sherrick's up to the wave here. Shytek feeling strong. Forces the blink away from Sherrick's. And we said this PL might be an issue. With the Skarity finished up, it's certainly looking very hard to kill. Have Wong's Bakery run their clock here? Gleet greets out for an illusion rune. The puck misses the coil here. Was that Manta dodged by Gleet? I can't tell if he was just not in range for that, but it was an odd one. Lunatic caught on the side of the fight between 3 heroes. Trying to bail out, but Gleet's on top of him with the ult. They heal him up from a Voxer, but Shytek's out on the back, onto these supports. Out into the cover of Invis. Nagi's having trouble finishing off Sky. Now Coral in the middle of a bunch of heroes. The rock throw will secure the kill onto Clockwork, as the game might have crashed for myself. I don't know if it's crashed for anyone else. The pause comes out. Classic PL game. And with 3 seconds left on the BKB and 3 full health cores around Shytek here, can he pull this one off? Let's see what Loki's got loaded up on the Rubik. He's got a Pulverize ready to go on Loki. What is gonna happen here? Who knows? But it's looking scary for Wongs. This Shytek PL is going to go crazy onto Coral. Loki's trying to get the Pulverize off, but they correctly focus him so that he can't. Coral escaping through the side of the Roche, but he's going to teleport out. Nice escape from Coral. And again, the supports trading their lives here. 4 kills for Skarity work to 29 of Wong's Bakery. But it is damage on the net worth lead. And the win percentage, only 73% for Wongs here. With the Agonyms from Coral, it's still not feeling like it's enough to deal with this PL just yet. I wonder if there really is anything they can get at this point. Has it just become Shytek's game to lose? They're only 1 racks down. And it feels like they just need a perfect initiation onto this PL. The supports run into a little cog there, a little kiss for a Voxo. As they're smoking, they get the scan onto Shytech. They know he's up in this area. And Lunatic will pop. He sheaths Shytech. Out comes the coil. They find him. They've got the dust prepared. And into the ground he will go. There's PL. Second death for him. 0-2 now for Shytech. 0-2? I'm surprised. He's got no kills. Gleet's been taking all of them. Serious words after this one with your mid player. As once again the high ground is in reach for Wong's Bakery. No shard on Coral just yet. And Gleet finds the hook onto Coral. He's got no Aegis, but there is a box to keep him alive. Coral forced away down to the low ground where the PL is on top of Coral's team. Shirk's doing what he can to kill the illusions. As now the shard is delivered for Coral. You can see how scary this is. One misstep. You know, if the box is on cooldown or anything goes wrong here for Wong's Bakery, it's a dead drow. There isn't a Roshan for another 3 minutes at least. Sky underscore was thinking about walking up to that wave there until Coral popped out and popped the Glock on the two creeps. Not too sure here what the move is now for Wongs. Shytech once again in this bottom side of the map. Just what a nuisance he is being. Nagi looking for him though. Might spot the illusions. They've pinged out Shytech. He's under the invis. Pops the dust on Nagi, but it's a little too far away here. Blink just not in time here from Nagi, but the spider senses were on point. So close to catching the PL once again outside of his base.
Radiant are scanning.
Nagi finds a coil. It's just out onto Loki though. And Sky is attempting to TP out. The onslaught doesn't connect, so he finds his way out, hidden in the trees here. And we're back up to the high ground once again. Coral licked up, looking not to get hooked here. Sidesteps it over the glacier. And with the hook on cooldown, maybe can lay waste to the tower. The tombstone popped up for vision, just to allow Coral to hit the stolen tombstone popped from Loki. But surgical from Wongs. They're just taking it step by step. But it does mean it's more time, more and more time for this PL to get far stronger and stronger. And he's nearing the level 25 timing. He's 24 just at the moment. Gleet looking to blink onto Sherix. He's in trouble here on Sherix. Coral with the gusto and the box to follow. Now Coral needs to be the one that is getting back with the BKB popped. Sky is trying to chase him down. They're converging on top of him. Avoxo doing what he can, and now Sky blown up by the Sherix BKB with the onslaught, the clockwork to follow. And now they're looking for more. Coil still ready to go. The Aeon Disc popped by some creeps and some illusions. But Lunatic, he's found himself a Loki on the far side of the fight. The rock throw comes through, double stun. Nice from Shirix. And meanwhile, leashed up his Shytech, but there wasn't quite any follow-up for him. Lunatic, I mean, there's the follow-up. It's Shytech himself. Shirix with the grab. It stops the hook from connecting, does it? I'm not sure what happened there, but Shytech managed to make it out that one without being hooked away. Doesn't get killed though. Coral is still way too far up here in the backline. Gets lifted back by Loki into the stall and pulverized. And with no Aegis, it looks like Coral might be dropping here, but he's on the high ground. Knocked off by Shirix, but he's into the box, keeping him protected. Coral living so long in this fight. Do they ever cancel for the Pudge ult? They don't, so Coral will finally drop in this fight. And again, the zombies protecting Shirix there from getting hooked by Gleet. The zombies maybe was what blocked the hook earlier as well. And it almost looked bad for Wongs, and then it almost looked good for Wongs, and then they just weren't quite all on the same page in the last half of this fight. They could have found Shytech, they did get the coil onto him, but instead Coral was just really deep all alone. And it's not what you want to see your Drow doing. The PL's jumped from level 24 to level 26 in the last couple minutes. The Doppelganger cooldown is there. If he was hard to kill before, he's harder to kill now. And the Heart to Rask will be flying out for him. Gleet in the mid lane. Strutting his stuff on his Pudge. As we check in with Nagi's items. Has the Ags Mjolnir queued up. But Shytek's in the Roche pit. The spotlight spots them. Is there a go here? Out comes the Ringmaster roll. They're looking towards the pit. They find it. Shytek is gone. The Aegis is on the floor, claimed by Nagi. And the Refresher Shard to boot. Gleet gets off the ult, but that's about all he can do here. At least the cogs are keeping Wongs back from getting too much more. OK doing what he can, but now OK is the one to be found. Nagi even pops the Refresher Shard there. Just to seal the deal onto this Clockwork. And with the PL dead for 100 and Coral respawning fresh off the boat, he is looking to close this one out for sure. Let's take a look at the status of the PL buyback. 1 minute left on the clock, 2,000 gold away. They've got 90 seconds to close this one out for Wong's Bakery in what has been the more convincing game of the series. Nagi just playing with them a bit now that the Aegis is in tow and has the Aeon Disc Octarine Core combo. Feels pretty confident. The lick out. Gleet still looking for a hook in the sidelines. And it will not connect onto Coral. As Coral, instead of the racks, they're now looking to close it out for the tier 4s. They think maybe the PL doesn't have buyback here, guys. We can just try and hit these tier 4s down. Gleet has to hit a good hook here. Loki doing what he can. Sky kills one of the banners, but there's another one saved by the hook. Nagi looking for more, gets the coil up, but it's only onto Sky. The follow-up from the Drow is there, though they will find Sky. Rubik to buyback, but still no PL for 30 seconds. Gleet, the next one to try and fight, but he's into the zombies. He can't really hook when there's zombies all over him. And now over by the base, it looks like Wong's Bakery. They've got 20 seconds. Gleet, can he make the time for the PL to respawn? And even then, can the PL 1v9 the game? Wong's Bakery. 10 seconds till PL. The throne exposed. And they're not hitting. They're playing it the safest I've ever seen. They're looking for OK. I mean, it's OK. Right. They're not just playing it safe, it's the backdoor protection. OK was dragging the mid-wave this whole time. I completely missed that with the action going on, but once again, OK on this Clockwork. I can't believe the amount of work he's putting in for his team here. Confirmed not the issue on North. But eventually found here. And at this point, we'll check in with the graph. 4% win rate for work, sorry. It's a mirror of the previous game where Wongs had a similar win rate going into this portion of the game. As finally the Undying will get his shard for free. Not that he's really needed an extra save here for this game. A little bit of pause action once again coming out. It's not over yet. Level 26 Phantom Lancer Shytek. If he does find the initiation to the fight that he's looking for, he's certainly shown that he can kill these heroes on Wongs. And Nagi's still working towards his next item. Hasn't actually had any progress, just holding the buyback, holding the gold for the Ags. Sky playing with fire here. Loki was looking for the steal on the coil but doesn't quite find it. Sky pops the coil, hooked away, but the final attack from the Drow will bounce through and find the life of Sky. Shout out to the life of Pi. And Nagi with the Aegis just playing around, just in the back line, in and out. Gleet positioning for a hook onto Coral. Once again, this little cheeky spot here. Could find him, but Shirix being the body. Surely they see Gleet here. Hooks in, but it's onto a Voxo. I don't think a Voxo minds too much. Coral separated out. Shytek looks for him, but Shytek into the coil. Saved out by the 4-star from the Rubik. Meanwhile, channel onto the Undying. A Voxo held in place. But Coral and Nagi are just able to lay out the damage from the backline. The Aeon Disc pops to the illusions once again from Nagi. 30 seconds left on the Aegis. They do claim the Mega Creeps, the last set of Raxes to fall. And the Ancient is under attack. It's under siege by the little creeps from the bot lane. And again, Wong's Bakery. They're not eager to close it out. They're playing it safe. They're continuing to build their lead. They're not feeding away unnecessary kills, and they're just looking like they're shaped up after this break. And goddamn, I said my voice is going to go if this is another 50-minute game, and it sure is. You may be wondering why it's been quiet on the cast for the last 2 minutes. Well, there's not really much to say at this point, is there? Wong's Bakery, without Aegis this time, crucially, are moving their way up to this high ground. The line is drawn on Shytek. But do they even need to look for him?
Radiant are scanning.
A slow and painful death so far here for Skarity work. Take a look at the scores. The imprint score padding for Shirix, 17-0 and 17 on the Primal Beast. He's going to be very happy with his score. Not so much for Skarity work in this game. Clockwork dropping the I'm so bored. I cannot imagine what it's like to play the supports for Skarity work here. At this point in the game, at the very most, as Shytek under a scan. This might be the seal. He's stunned up by the creeps. They drop the coil. They find him with everything. And again, he's got no buy. He's not got the gold for buyback. Why does my carry not have buyback at this point in the game? What's bro doing outside the base? And Loki, the overwhelming damage from Coral is there. 41k net worth up on the drought. Gleet doing what he can, walking, wandering up to Coral, but he's wandering into the open arms of Shirix. And GG is finally called on this game. They really tried their best to find an opening for Shytek's PL here. And it just never came. Wong's Bakery Surgical. Massively different showing from game 1. And it does mean this is going to a game 3 for this elimination game. And good lord, we might need to sub in a caster. But I hope you've been enjoying so far. Thank you for joining me. These games have been pretty hype. I hope the trend will continue into game 3. Maybe a nail biter 50-50 throne race for the next one. We'll see. Join us in a couple minutes. Welcome back to Game 3 of Wongs Bakery versus Skarity Work. It's me, I'm Empty, I'm back, hello. Oh wait, who's this? There's someone here, in my room. It's current owner of enough funds off of Dota to run a LAN event, Reese.
Yo,
Dota.
what's up, chat?
What the?
Hello, chat.
Hello, Reese. How you doing? Enjoying the series so far?
Yeah, I missed game 1. I was playing pickleball with old people. But game 2, it didn't look good for Skarity Work.
See, game 1 was a bit of the opposite, really. It looked a little close at the start, but Skarity Work built up a nice lead and closed it out pretty swiftly. I say swiftly, I think it was another 45-minute game, similar to game 2. But competitive series maybe here.
Yeah, it's quite surprising given, not to be too shade on Wongs, but they haven't had a good series so far, or a good tournament so far. So
No, they haven't. It's
I think that
pretty upsetting.
maybe their first
rank
win?
1 Wong's fan.
But they've gone with two of their picks that they won with last game. Maybe they're like, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, see if Skarity Work can address the problems in the draft, maybe with something other than a last pick PL to try and salvage it. They do get the Snapfire through though, is the one change here.
5 seconds remaining.
It is
Good against the Tomb, right?
strange it's come through. Yeah, it's pretty good. That's a Tom Hero as well. I would expect the snap to be mid. Who picked first? Yeah, Skarity Work pick, so Snapfire and then Pug pick.
Yeah.
In theory, could be off lane, and again 4, but I don't think it's a Loki 4 hero, unless it looks like a bad snap game, which it never is.
Bane picked up.
And yeah, that's probably Loki playing Bane. Oh my god, I have the stream up. I just heard you talking again.
Oh,
Sorry.
you gotta mute that, sorry. Unless you want to hear me twice and yourself once.
That really threw me off.
It's gonna be trouble. Bane picked up. Drow is also banned out this game, so we're gonna have to see some non-Drow SF carries coming out. But
Yeah, Rubik's
Wongs
still in the pool.
will finally be the ones to pick up Rubik.
Yeah, Necro is still in the pool. I would expect Necro to be either picked here or 18, most likely.
10 seconds remaining.
They don't really. Neither team really has enough to deal with it. Probably Skarity Work has more. The big AoE silence, the grip, whatnot, kind of messes with Necro. But I don't think Wongs could deal with a Necro at the moment.
Yeah, Necro's
So,
interesting.
but-
Do you think they'd ever go back for the Clinks? They played Clinks game 1 on Skarity Work into Coral Shadow Fiend.
Potentially, and again, they're maybe just opening themselves to this Necro pick. I was kind of expecting a Doom pick there, because if you pick Doom, you can't really play Necro easily into it.
Right.
Again, Clinks is
10 seconds
probably okay. I guess you're kind of relying either on your Orchid timing or your supports to catch Puck. But then again, there's not that many carries with Major Lockdown. I mean, there's Tiny. Oh, the Skymal Beast! Oh, wow, we're in for a treat.
Yeah. Is it
I-
which side of the Sky player are we going to see today? I feel like the Sky is kind of like Two-Face with how he performs in the games.
Radiant team
Yeah, I feel like if I'm getting into the mind of Sky underscore, it's not a good place to be. But, getting in there, it's not an easy primal game in my opinion. You've got the lift, you've got the Rubik cancel, like the Rubik steal, sorry.
Yeah.
Puck is just difficult to get.
10 seconds
Tide can walk off your ulti. And then Undying doesn't give a shit, right? Undying's like, yeah, whatever, kill me. So it's
remaining. Back.
quite a difficult primal game in my opinion.
They've kind of spread their lockdown across all their heroes for the puck at the moment. They don't really have like a singular hero that's incredible at catching the puck, but all of them kind of do it.
Yeah, it's
10 seconds remaining.
I mean, Disruptor, once he
It's
gets a blink,
interesting.
is pretty good, but
5 seconds.
yeah.
You only really have Disruptor Blink Catch, you have a random cookie, and then you have the Bane Silence plus Grip, really. I think that is their current thing. Although they do have a pick to sort this out.
Yeah, we still
They may
expecting
opt for
the Necro
Tiny? No,
carry?
Necro's banned out.
Oh, it's banned. It's gone. Skarity work choose to
10
ban it.
seconds remaining.
Yeah.
Dire team pick.
The Kez is gone, yeah, that could have maybe dealt with the puck, obviously having a silence. They
Okay,
go for
back to the
Clinks again.
Clinks. It worked for them in game 1. I'll see if they can make it work in game 2. What is the Coral response hero here? I think you are looking for a ranged guy. Terrorblade?
10 seconds
Possibly. Luna's banned, Drow's banned, Necro, Lone Druid.
seconds remaining.
I don't know how many more ranged
All the heroes are kind of gone.
carries there are. I mean, maybe he goes for this like Ursa or Jug. I know he plays a lot, but
Yeah.
I don't really know what else they could put him on.
My issue with those heroes, they're quite grippable.
Yeah,
Maybe Ursa is the way to go, but I mean, you've got Disruptor, you've got
Yeah, you
Primal mucking about.
he does play Wind Ranger, doesn't he? He's a wind
Yeah.
carry enthusiast.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
yeah.
want to play Wind necessarily into this, but it probably wins lane. Like Primal can never really charge if you level Shackle Shot.
Is that what you're playing for at this point? There's no clear carry picks for them, they just play for the lane instead?
I don't think there's necessarily a gotcha pick. Like there is maybe some like Marcy pick, but even that I don't think that's good in this game. Like maybe some high tempo, we're gonna run at you and not care. Like maybe there's Muerta. Again, this Bane disruptor Snapfire is really difficult for any core. Like they've kind of picked the two heroes that already don't care as much about it, like in the Puck and the Tide. Maybe they pick something with spell immunity or debuff immunity or whatever it's called now.
Coral Sven. It's a hero that's given them a little bit of a boost when they've really needed it, in the past at least. It's not something we really see at all at the moment, other than Yatoro God YOLO picking it, and he either looks like a genius or looks like an idiot. Might be the same case here, Reese, do you think?
I don't hate it. I think it's pre 20 minutes, it's very killable. Later on, they probably rely on a lot because to get grip off this game, you need to make sure that the Puck isn't around, the Tide's not around, Rubik's not around. I feel like Skarity work, if they can combine their spells together, probably have the better draft, but I think Wongs is maybe just easier to execute. I mean, they've put Undying on a brainless hero. Of Oxo, sorry, on a brainless hero. That's step 1. They've put Shirks on another one, that's step 2. They've put their real carry, Lunatic, on the hardest hero. So that's step 3. So they've done everything they need to, really.
Set themselves up, I suppose, yeah.
Exactly. And the Sven armor is quite nice into Clinks. Because obviously Clinks, I say obviously, I think it still rips through armor, right?
Yeah,
Still
it's
ignores
pretty
some?
hard. I mean, he went straight for the Desolator in the previous game that he played it, so I expect similar build likely.
So it
Maybe an Orchid instead if he's playing into the Puck and wants to get involved early, but probably not. 'Cause he's-
it causes attacks to deal pierce up to 20% of the target's total physical armor.
Ooh.
So that's not base armor, it's total. So even with the Sven's bonus armor, Clinks in theory can kind of shred
So-
through a lot of it.
It helps a little bit, but still
Yeah.
Clinks is gonna be hitting hard.
He basically negates this Desolator that's probably coming out. He presses E and all of a sudden Clinks' Deso is not a Deso anymore.
Maybe that's what the supports can pray for, at least. They can survive more than 4 hits.
Yeah, I mean, you want to go Ghost Scepter because you're against the Clinks, but you don't want to go Ghost Scepter because then Snapfire will quite literally one-shot you.
If she doesn't already. I suppose Avoxo might be tanky enough to live with the Flesh Golem. Lunatic, I expect is not going to have a fun game this game. Although with some nice steals available, there is a chance that he can put on a performance similar to Loki did last game.
Well,
At least in terms of
Loki
the spell
having
stealing.
Loki having a 1 point, I think
At least
9,
in terms of the
1.9,
spell
maybe
stealing.
1.6 rating.
Yeah, okay. You know, he
Anti
stole
Wong's
some good
biggest hater.
spells.
Let's see. Let's get the stream up.
I was more thinking about game 1. They played the same supports in game 1 and game 2 on Skarity Work, the clock Rubik duo.
Yeah, it's a pretty standard support duo. Just two of the strongest heroes, really.
What do you is this the... I mean, yeah, another Undying lane for Amp
It's
in the
just
bot
brain
lane.
off, man. Like, even if he wins this, right, he's got to be mentally done. Like, playing Undying 2 games in a row. It's just boring as hell.
Battle begins.
Alright, here we go. The Primal Beast, trample the wave technology. He's even
I'm
gonna blood
surprised that they
grenade it,
let him
that's
get
cool.
away with this. Yeah, he needs to.
Yeah, I
to kill it.
feel like it's something you tend to expect.
Oh my god, he
but I
didn't
think
do
he's
it properly.
fucked it up. What's
He
happened
just
here,
lost.
Reese?
Oh my! We know what
Nice.
kind of Sky we're getting this game.
Good lord.
Oh no!
That is, I mean, Avoxa types out a ha ha ha. That's how funny that was for him.
I don't.
Maybe that's why they didn't bother Reese trying to contest it.
They knew he'd fuck it up. Yeah.
They knew he'd fuck it up. That's unfortunate there for unfortunate start for Sky, but there's plenty of game
even know-
left.
I don't know what he did wrong. I feel like he had all the
Yeah,
right
he pressed
components.
all
He
his
bought the grenade. He
buttons.
had the boots.
Looking
Maybe he
for
just
the
missed the
return
tick of it.
haha on Avoxo,
Yeah.
but not quite dead. Galit explodes onto Nagi with the double spell off the level 2. His cooldown's coming up in a couple seconds. We'll keep an eye out for that. In fact, he's diving under the tower on Glee. Oh, after the orb, maybe could have thought about it, but with the tower aggro coming up, step back away.
Yeah, it's a game of cat and mouse on this mid lane, right? Puck wants to use phase shift. Nap wants to bait the phase shift.
Voxo drops the 2, missed the level 2 first because he got that kill earlier. But I don't think Coral... He's got the stun, the zombies are hitting.
It's the zombies.
No decay to come through to follow that up though. So escapes with his life, but it's a slow walk back to base here for this Primal Beast.
Yeah, this is... If I'm the Bane in this scenario, if I'm my pos 4 and I've seen my pos 3 do this, like, I'm not saying anything, but I'm tilted. Like, at least a little bit.
Yeah, I mean... It's looking rough already from minute 1. You don't want it to go like last game did. It's a real soul breaker if you get 2 in a row like that.
Well, I'm not sure exactly how mid went. I saw there was a pudge. I sort of tuned in towards the
It
end of
was
the laning
kind of
stage.
even mid lane. It's just the rest of the
Yeah.
game collapsed around it.
Be interesting to see who makes the first move in this game, I think.
Are you
First
expecting
kind of
these lanes to
rotation.
be kind of like involved in the side lanes? Like people have to stay around, not too much movement, or are you expecting a lot of movement around the mid?
I would expect in a puck and snap matchup to see a support, certainly for every power rune, both supports being there. Maybe even for the 4-minute rune.
So very involved here then.
Yeah. I mean, they have some real good like rune securers. Like, you have Bane. Like, puck isn't coming and all went into a Bane in reality. Again, there's the Rubik lift. So I would expect a trade of supports on mid. And then, but obviously both Primal Beast and Tidehunter can go away and farm. So you can kind of leave it a little bit.
Lunatic doing a bit of wave dragging as they had a bit of a shaky go out here into the Clinks at the start of the game. Maybe we'll see Shurks put a second point into the Kraken Shell at some point. Okay, really looking for that glimpse back, but it's only level 1, luckily for Shurks.
I think what happened there is Shytek called to go on them. I think what he was going to do then is glimpse Lunatic back. Like, glimpse the Rubik back, and he doesn't get the creeps where he wants them to be. But I think he was just too far away to get the tide, and then he didn't do that, and so now that you see this horrible lane cutting,
It's
wave
worst of
pulling.
both worlds happened. I mean, Shytek gets a wave in front of the tower at least.
He loses a wave though behind the tower is the key
Yeah.
problem.
Oxum, I dropped a tomb here. And as the blood grenade, Coral not enough mana for a stun, even with the stick charges. But if he did, that probably would have been a kill there. Maybe to carry some mangoes around in this bot lane.
I have to remember how zombies work. If the Bane nightmares, because he goes invulnerable, do the zombies disappear?
Well, interesting question. I think probably yes, would be my initial thinking of that one. Coral does finally find Sky under the tower, they dive him out. Lunatic looking to trade up here with OK.
Yeah, Gleet's having the time of his life on this mid lane.
Yeah, 32 and 7 on Gleet, 23 and 1 on
Yeah.
Puck, so really struggling here. Or maybe not so much struggling on Nagi, but Gleet, like you said, just having the time of his life.
But with those denies, the key point being is if Gleet pushes this wave, maybe not this one, pushes the next wave out, he should be 6 for the runes and Nagi might not be.
Might be pretty significant. And also having a support dead for the rune fight might be significant as well. Lunatic glimpsed back. Avoxo does make the rotation behind. The tombstone's still on cooldown for a couple seconds. But might be able to find Shytek unawares here. Shirix with the gush almost certainly means demise for Shytek, but with the creep eat, heals him up just enough, but last hit in from
close.
Avoxo will find it.
I'm
Meanwhile,
very
mid
surprised
lane Nightmare
Lunatic-
set up onto the Puck. Nagi nuked out by Snapfire, but has enough health to live through it. The kisses come through, like you said, level 5 Puck, trying to survive against the kisses, but not quite enough duration in that phase shift to stay alive here. Looked very
Yeah, I'm
close
surprised. I'm really surprised Lunatic TP top actually. He was dead, respawned sort of 5 minutes 50. Obviously in time for this rune fight. Maybe they made the call that he couldn't get it. I'm not sure. Maybe it was just miscommunication. But I would have expected the Rubik to have been there, I think.
Yeah.
We saw the Bane rotation and then, yeah, we saw the 6 from Snap and Puck just
Move on
can't
to
survive
Coral.
it.
OK's here, has a glimpse ready to go. Coral maybe waiting for some backup to come, but the backups on the enemy team is Loki from the sideline, and now just looking to get some creeps before he perishes here.
Yeah, he bought his Morbid Mask from that creep, I think.
Okay, so bought out, not too much sadness there for Coral, as Avoxo on a bit of a tricky timing here, looking to make some counter move onto Gleet. They drop the coil, immediately broken, they drop the tomb to dive under the tower. Nagi waiting for another nuke out, here comes the orb, but blocked up by the raindrops from Gleet. It's going to be a slow death for Gleet. Manages to get another nuke off, but Nagi luckily cleans it up. Doesn't go for the deny on the tombstone there. I think, maybe Loki can enjoy that 150 gold.
Well, firstly, I'm surprised that Undying is ganking from that right side. Like, I didn't expect him there on my screen.
It's a bit of an odd timing as well, I suppose.
Yeah, and secondly,
with
I
the
think
coil,
Gleet's
I
okay
guess.
with that. Gleet gets a kill first. Like, it's kind of sad he's dead, but
Yeah.
speaking of dead,
Sky again. Caught out by the level 3 decay from Avoxo. Just running
Got
Sky
the
down in
store.
this off lane.
yeah.
But Shytek's having a pretty good time up top. Top of the net worth here.
Look, Bane has 19 CS, so maybe Bane's the real pos 3 this
Yeah,
game. I don't know if
damn.
zombies count potentially.
I think they must, yeah. They give
No, Bane's higher net worth. They must be real
Yeah.
creeps. Look, Loki's gone. You know what? You fucked my lane 1 up. I'm taking the creeps now.
I mean, Sky wasn't in the lane for quite a while, so yeah, I don't see why not.
Wait, show last hits again.
Primal can do quite a lot with not a lot of gold, though, right? Maybe
He can
get
do a lot
early
more with
eggs
more
on the
gold.
Bane. Yeah, I mean, I see he can, yeah, but he can at least get a blink dagger and blink stun someone. Maybe the
I mean, this
Spectre
Bane is
is big
closing in
heavy.
on- Bane's closing on Titan to net worth, although these stacks might change that.
Yeah, I think the once Shirks choose through these stacks, it'll be slightly different. Big rotation over from Gleet with the kisses towards bot lane. Coral is not really anywhere to be found. Avoxo's gonna Gonna see it happen and dodges the Nightmare around the bend of the trees. Shy-Tech is even here. They're gonna drop the grip onto a Voxo. No messing about.
This is 5 people. I would expect this tower to go down with DD Snap, with Clinks here. This tower really should be falling, I think.
Lynx is out of
goes
there,
back
Reese. And there's a fort. Might still be
It
enough.
shouldn't matter though. Tide has no mana. Puck can't really fight these heroes easily right now. Like, Rubik doesn't have much mana. This tower should be falling, but I think it's a mistake for it not to be going.
And meanwhile, Wong's looking towards mid again. A Voxo dropping some vision out back.
This time, it's Skarity work supports that are not on the rune.
Yeah, they're still looking
How
for
much-
Shirks maybe in the top lane, but the Wonger is looking
Gleet
for Gleet
gets
in the
it.
mid lane, wins the 50-50.
Gleet is just the better mid laner, clearly. That's the only thing that matters in mid lane, whether you can guess the runes properly. Every
Yeah.
real mid laner knows.
It's just instant win of mid when you've got an Oracle, right? That's just how that works.
You're automatically the better mid laner, yeah?
Yeah.
They do get this bot tower as well eventually. I feel like that tower could have gone down a lot quicker. The bot tower is down.
And a bit of space for Sky to catch up here.
Yeah.
Shy-Tech might find himself a Lunatic, but there's an Voxo Tombstone drop down, so looking to turn it. Shirks caught with the coil is Shy-Tech. Nagi on top of him with the TP in. A little bit of body block work as well there just to secure that one. So they do find the carry for Skarity work.
It's a bit of an odd go, really. I don't know if Shy-Tech's just feeling like he's the strongest person on the map right now, so he's like forcing stuff. Didn't really need to be there, I think. Or didn't need to be there first, I think, is the key point.
Dire's top tower is under
Yeah, although
But
with the
I'm
disrupt-
surprised. Like they've got so many sentries around. I'm surprised that he doesn't know that there's going to be sentries. You know, it's a 5-on-5 game, not a pub game.
Look at this backstab here from the supports. And a Nightmare up Lunatic while the kisses are going off, and Shirks is going to get glimpsed back under the tower, so Shy-Tech will finally clean up that one. And they do just drop the grip onto Lunatic.
Offlane Loki getting it done.
Flame Bane. This guy's now higher net worth than Shirks. How's that happened?
Yeah, I don't know. Oh
Okay,
no,
maybe I spoke too
that's
soon.
a tip.
A Voxo solo. And that's not even with Tombstone. He just popped the ult and battered him.
Maybe Sky just doesn't respect them. That's the problem. He has no respect for these people, so he thinks he can't possibly die.
I mean, Sky's pretty high rank. I'm sure he wins most of his pubs.
Yeah, surely. Surely he wins
Surely.
most of his pubs, right?
It's not allowed to watch those though. Valve won't let us, so can't verify that information. Shy-Tech once again. He's merging onto a Voxo who was caught out in a Nightmare. Does drop the tomb on a Voxo though. No levels in the heal. So we'll just be feeding that gold into the pocket of the Glimpse. Nice glimpse from OK, finds Lunatic. Not sure there's much to be done here. Decides to steal from the Clinks. Maybe hoping for an invis.
It's just press my spells before I die kind of steal. That's all it is. This mid tower should go down now.
They are TPing the puck in for it, but it's already gone this mid tower.
Waste of time, yeah. Yeah, I think this snap, if not dealt with now, is going to become very scary.
Yeah, it is feeling scarily like a snap solo game. Couple more minutes and it'll be the shard flying out.
Yeah, what's Clink's got? He's just got his Deso actually,
Just
so
finished it. And they're tipping up the snap here. Shirks finds Shy-Tech first. The kisses will find Shirks. And Loki again with the grip ready to go. They're just making their rotations on their ultimate times. And Wongs are
Yeah.
making their rotations into it.
fun fact, Shirks actually loves kisses from grandmas. He told me so.
Yeah, I've heard he's quite big on that. Meanwhile, big in the bot lane. It's Coral. Not big enough, it looks like. But he is life stealing. He
is.
pops the ult. He's looking to turn onto Sky. The glimpse will save the underscore temporarily.
Is he going to turn? He might. If he turns and presses trample, you might
He's
get him.
looking for it. Coral dodges
He needs
to
to
the
Lotus.
side
He needs
into
to
the
Lotus.
tree line.
Oh, Lotus!
Puck's coming through though, and drops the coil just to secure that one. I mean, Sky underscore almost going crazy mode, but continues to be feed mode for a little bit.
If he hits that charge, I'm almost sure
You're
Sven
popping. Oh,
dies.
you're standing up if he's hitting that one. Shytek now under a little bit of aggression here from Sherix. Pops the Ravage, has a second anchor smash, but with Gleet nearby to cook him away, he's feeling good. Blood Grenade maybe seals the deal here on top of the Clinks. As Gleet with the Haster and the Lizard running on the hind legs there around for Gleet isn't enough to save the carry.
You know, Shytek's my boy, but he keeps playing in the same bit. I mean, there's no vision now. I don't know if it's because Skarity's dewarded at top. Oh no, you hate to see this.
Well, Voxo, I mean, he's got the Decay, he's got the Flesh Golem as well, but
He's
maybe
dead.
not
If he
worth
pops
using.
flesh at the start, he's probably okay. He could probably
Yeah,
maybe
I
even
agree.
turn actually if he pops it early.
I think so.
Um,
I was feeling it. Meanwhile, they're TPing straight on top of Sherik's top. There's a confident TP
Yep.
from Shytek, and there's a
Back
confident
you
glimpse
go.
back. Sherik's might try and get the tower before he dies, but it will instead be denied up.
Dire's top tower has been denied.
Yeah, I'm surprised they're
Call
putting
mid.
so much
Sorry,
effort.
Reese, it's cutting you
There
off
you go.
like they're cutting off the life of Gleet here in the mid lane. Nice dodge from Nag. He will dodge the onslaught, and that's enough time for a Voxo to come in. Looks to drop the tomb, heal up the puck.
Radiant's top
But I think
tower-
Sky might be making away from with this one.
Radiant's courier has been
Oh, and Shirks' pipe recipe dies as well.
Radiant's top tower has
So,
fallen.
how significant is that, Reese? He's still not
Not
finished
very.
up the other
I'll be
item
honest.
anyway.
I thought he would have the last item.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of silly man buys the recipe first. It's quite an expensive recipe as well, if I remember.
Potentially he bought that out for when he died top.
Yeah, maybe.
It might be the play. Loki caught under an orb, but Shytek was waiting for Nagi here. Keeps his support alive just with his presence, and already just so much damage. Even OK's looking for a glimpse back. It's on to Lunatic this time. With the Brain Sap, he's going to live a little bit longer. But Shytek, a couple taps, and he's got a hole in two.
Yeah, he's incredibly strong. As I was saying, I'm surprised they're putting so much effort to this sort of top side of the map, especially because he's been caught out here a few times.
Dire's bottom tower
I'm
That
not
and
too
there's not-
sure what trying to get from it.
Yeah, there's not much for them up here, is there?
I mean, there's the tower, but it's not an easy one to take, really. I guess Gleet does have boots of travel, so he can kind of be anywhere.
Finally, Clinks migrates to the bot side of the map, and it's just in time because Nagi's smoked up here with a coil ready to go. Isn't going to be finding anyone, it looks like, but maybe a Voxel will run into OK.
Okay, I've got a question for you, Auntie.
Yes, ask away.
Out of Jerks, Sky, and Corey, you've got a kiss, marry, kill.
Oh God, I mean it's let's oh, there's a team fight breaking out, Reese. I'm sorry, there's Gleets jumps away with the cookie.
Oh, never mind. No team
That's-
fight. Oh, never mind.
No, it's
Sky wants
start
it.
back up. Start back up. I'm sure it's happening. Sky underscore charges in with the onslaught. He drops the coil onto Sky, and now Coral's involved with the Sven, but he's getting poked away by Shytek from the side. It looks like Coral's going to go down. Can't get the last hit off onto from Shytek onto the Sven, and Gleet was even trying to find it, but they do manage to clean up the puck instead. So Coral living by the skin of his teeth there. There was no Shirks to be found.
And thankfully, they've got first item pipe, so this Clinks damage will be nothing,
Yeah,
right?
I don't know what the hell this pipe's about, but there's a Ravage, and I know what that's about. They're looking to get the Snapfire, they're looking to get the Bane next to Voxo, dropping again to Shytek. They need to recognize that this Clinks on the side is a massive problem in these team fights, and they just don't have any mitigation for him.
They have pipe, Auntie. We just discussed this.
I mean, yeah, sure. I feel like even though you're playing Tide, you need to recognize that, like, just because you can press W, your team can't. If you're going to be an aura carrier, maybe you still need to, like... I mean, he's building it for the snap, right? The snap kisses are also devastating
Yeah.
damage. But like, look at this. I mean, he's popped his W. He's still gonna die here to the damage from Shytek.
Yeah, he's been a team player. I respect it, but I don't know. I feel like if you're buying Pipe on Tide, and I know he's going to listen back to this, it's kind of cuck behavior.
Yeah.
Like, where's your Vlads or where's your Ags? Like, I wouldn't even hate just rushing Ags this game and try and farm it up. Like, just find as much space as you can, or at least negate some armor for your Sven to just come in and like two-shot the supports or something.
Yeah, more of a Chad build. I mean, I'm sure other
Boxer's got
offlaners
some
would
brain
go
lag
for that.
by the looks of it.
Sky onslaughts in on top of Coral, but he ends it a little too early. The Stolen Nightmare will keep him safe, and now Coral in trouble. Has to fight up against Gleet, but he's not got a BKB yet. Still building into it, so the kisses are going to come through, the grip's going to come through, but Coral's still standing strong. For now, he's hitting in, the coil drops onto 3, the Nightmare save onto Gleet, keeps him alive just in time to die to the puck afterwards. And now Sky caught up. The Tombstone is dropped, but it's a little far away from everyone. Nagi just chasing out onto these supports. Amplitude across the fight. He's looking to go back in, pulverize onto a Voxo. He hates a Voxo with a burning passion, but a Voxo is not going to escape. Shytek with a double damage rolls up and cleans up the kills that he was promised hundreds of years ago.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! What are you calling Shytek here?
I mean, he's looking godlike, Reese. What can I say?
Okay, just checking. Just checking. Honestly, I thought I was going to have to eat my words then, because I thought the pipe was going to keep Sven alive, and I'm really glad it didn't. I couldn't be shit talking that much and then watch it immediately save the POS 1. So I'm kind of glad that Coral died.
Well, speaking of Coral dying, it might be happening in before our eyes here, Reese. He's into the field.
Coral.
He just wants to catapult last it, maybe a little cheeky damage onto Shytek before he goes out. It does feel like
this
he
is the
could maybe
problem.
be fighting back a bit more here, but I guess, you know, carry player efficiency.
This is the problem with going down against the Skarity work draft. You have now just some pest heroes that can look for you. Like, Undying can't really move around the map that much. Again, Tide doesn't. Rubik, like, kind of can, not really. And you've got
Initiation onto Bane under a ward. They don't quite burst Loki down, but the decay will clean him up. And now Sky straight back in. He's getting involved onto the supports. The Rubik is going to get kissed to death.
Yeah, as I was saying, because you're down in this draft, they have so many heroes on the Dire that can just scout out, find pickoffs, like set up kills for this Primal or this Clinks, or even the Snap with the travels. The map closes really, really quickly in this game, and I think we're kind of seeing that now.
Yeah, I mean, the Snap, certainly an impressive hero. It's either getting banned out or first picked really nowadays. And you can kind of see why, even with just Travel's Blink and a Shard, it does so much damage, and it's so tanky. Look at the chipping away Nagi has to do, as Nagi dodges the glimpse out. Turns with the coil onto 2, but he's gripped up himself, so the damage can come through. The Shirik's Ravage is a bit too slow to help Nagi out here. But they can secure themselves a Disruptor kill. Coral on the backside. He's charging into the fight, but meanwhile Shytek laying waste to Lunatic, and now Coral controlled up by the 3 cores from Skarity work. No way out for this Sven. It's not looking great, Reese.
This is kind of... I don't want to say a one game because, you know, we've seen plenty of throws, but I think this is now more in the territory of Skarity work have got to do something wrong more than Wongs have got an easy way back into this. Maybe the Sven, I mean, what items does the Sven have?
Let's check
Is he
in.
close to
Still doesn't have the
something big? Close to
BKB finished.
He's closing in. The problem is, right, you've still got the Bane that can deal with you. You've still got the Primal that can deal with you through BKB, so it's not like this is a one item fixes everything.
Yeah, so it's a tough game.
I mean, we've got the blink. It looks like we're maybe getting the shard now. You might want to buy that out quickly, Shirks. It looks like you're about to get.
Yeah, he's getting completely pulverized here. Tries to deny to the Tormentor maybe? Was that
Yeah, I respect the attempt.
Sets it up for Skarity work to take though. Bane
Rookie
Shard.
gets it. It's AoE Brain Sap. It's pretty okay.
Yeah, it's alright. Helps you
I'm not
push the
sure
waves
if
out
the
a bit.
AoE... The AoE may technically count on the zombies. I might be making that up.
Ooh, that's an interesting one. I would be
I
surprised.
would imagine no, but
Yeah,
I've
I
seen
would be
weirder
very
things.
surprised. We'll see. We'll keep an eye out for the fights. That's your job in the team fights, Reese.
I can only see what you can see.
Oh, well, unlucky then.
I think the way to get back into this is they just need to send some supports to these dead lanes and just try and push out, get some map pressure. Like, Lunatic right now should probably be up in this top lane here, like not showing, maybe just like ghost pushing where he can.
Poking out.
Even even farming some of these, although it's probably good he's not because Clinks is hunting. But just like here and there where they can. At this point, if a support gets picked off for it, it's probably okay.
Hex
But
up
if you find
on
the
the
Clinks- If you find the Clinks on the left side of the map, you're probably okay for like 30 seconds on the right side of the map.
Gleet, we'll see if he's okay in his triangle. Wongs are making a move under the cover of smoke. Not quite fast enough to catch him there, but he's going to show on the wave.
He should know this is happening. The 4 heroes top have just cleared all of top lane out. He should be wise. He sees no one on the bot wave either.
Yeah, he's
Like
playing
this is a
safe.
really telegraphed smoke. Like if he dies to this, I'm going to be very sad.
Boils out. He's got the BKB for him though, so Coral won't be able to chase further. Maybe it was a bait all along, Reese. As now in a bit of trouble, Wongs Bakery. Ravage comes through from Shirix, hits on everyone. Is that enough space for Coral to get some work done? Maybe not. He's gripped up. This cancelled, but he's still in the arms of Sky. They do find the Clinks first, though. Coral now laying waste to Sky under the tower as Loki chased down by the support duo of Wongs. Lunatic looking for more. Sky still alive somehow, just kiting Coral out in this fight. Gleet playing up into Nagi, looks for the cookie, but Nagi kited back just enough, and the orb dodge isn't quite enough to keep him alive, but it was very close there.
Wow. You know, when they first went on the Snapfire, I thought
It looked bad, right?
that's their team fight done. There was a glimpse attempt on the puck, and obviously puck can just dodge it.
Yep.
So that failed, and then that gave time for the Sven to come in with BKB, choose his target. Clinks goes down. I mean, if this Clinks ever dies first in the team fights, that's most of their damage gone, really. Like, they do have damage with
They've got the
Sky
snap
and
still. Snap is still strong.
with Snap, but they don't have this turret that they can fight around. Like, the Sven can, realistically, with BKB on, just run at the Snap.
But yeah, I mean, beautiful Ravage out from Shirix as well. Just to
It was. Yeah.
separate the fight. And that's off
It's
the
a nice
Blink Dagger
ward,
purchase.
though.
He is building as the Ags Reese as well, so are you pretty happy with that turn?
I don't really know what you go past sort of 2 items on this hero, so I feel like you just get what you kind of can.
The
Doesn't
Ags
feel
sounds
like a
pretty
bad
nice,
item. Yeah, you
Helps the Sven out.
you want to set up with mana for when you can afford your refresher, and Ags gives decent stats for that.
Gleet
They are
blinks
on a
over
ward
the
here.
ward, drops the cookies and the globs onto a Voxo.
Yeah, he's jealous of Shirk's getting all the grandma kisses. Down he goes, although back up he comes. It's like he's never fed in the first place.
Yeah, that Voxo really making use of the innate here. Very good at the hero, clearly.
Well, after last game's comments where he just wasn't using it at all, got to get
Yeah,
enough
I mean-
use out of it now for 2 games.
He's warmed it up. Well, 21 to 31 here. 6k lead for Skarity work. And Shytech Clinks. We haven't seen the Hex be used too much yet. But if he does find one of these cores on the side lane errantly, could spell disaster. Especially around the Roche pit, which they thought they might be in. Puck pokes his head in.
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't sniffed at the Roche a little bit more, really.
Yeah, with a Clinks with a Desolator, right? It's Seems like free food.
Yeah. Like even pre-20, I don't know when he got the Deso, but pre-20 maybe it was a option. They do have Undying. They have the Coil. They have Ravage. So maybe they were just playing a little bit passive. Make sure they don't lose to that. These five-man smokes, or four-man, or whatever they are. They are five-man.
Yeah,
They
it's
feel
not
really
working.
bad when they don't work.
Yeah.
You lose a lot.
This was for Roshan though, right? This smoke, like moving around that area, maybe thought Skarity work were on the high ground or like playing around it. So I can see why they might have done it. But yeah, in general, it's a lot of time.
It's almost a blink on this Undying. He's almost got a blink shard, which is a very good Bane
Coral
save,
gripped
actually.
up. Shytek found him, and then his Bane walked over Loki. Gets a pretty freebie grip there. Nagi looked to turn it, but hexed up by the Clinks. Maybe didn't see the hex.
Yeah, you hate
It's
to
another
see
one
that.
away. Yeah, that's there wasn't too much backup coming either.
As I was saying, 200 gold, and potentially if Oxo saves him there with the blink, but instead 2 core deaths.
Yeah,
And the
blink shot
Bane
for
just
Roxo.
bought gem. Yeah, Bane just bought gem, so they're gonna walk around now. Hopefully he doesn't lose it here.
They send him
Nope,
up,
he
but
doesn't
Wongs
lose
are
it.
afraid.
Yeah. So they're just gonna take now all of the map. It's gonna close in again, even more. Nope, no sentries for you. My Clinks can run around unscathed.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Shytek Clinks, 20k net worth at 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And they might find Lunatic here.
Oh, he went
Damage
for the
from
Ghost
Glee.
Scepter. Yeah. He panic pops the Ghost Scepter and takes more damage from it.
Can Shytek solo kill Shirix here? He's gonna try for it, the Hex is there, but it wears off because he's a Tide Hunter. Glimpse will seal the deal though. I think he was popping the Ravage there, Reese.
It might just have been teasing a little bit. I think he considered it, realized his team was still dead.
The Lanham cancel just for the road.
Yeah.
Maybe forces out a reactionary BKB. I mean, it could have. Why not at this point?
That was with Tidehunter hitting him with Anchor Smash, by the way.
Oh. You're telling me Shytek does more damage than what we just saw?
He does more damage than what you just saw.
That's pretty crazy. And he's got an Aegis. This is looking pretty rough now.
What items does Moth have? Is it just the Ghost Scepter? Is he
On this Rubik. Ghost Blink for the Rubik.
Blink Ghost? He's got Shard as well. It's a pretty good Shard.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, the lift is really good.
Yeah.
There's a line being drawn straight on top of Nagi here. Shytek finds him with the Hex, but he's behind a tree. Maybe enough space for him to get away from this, but now Glee drops the Kisses as well. Has a blink available, but is he blinking into a Loki Bane? Does manage to find a TP out. Meanwhile, on the other side of the fight, a little bit of
Gets out.
a bump here for Lunatic. Gets his head smashed in by Sky, and now here comes the Clinks damage. Gonna keep tipping a Voxo.
No. Avoxo just tipped okay on the Disruptor for the failed kill, and then immediately dies and gets tipped back.
Okay.
That was a deserved tip back. He deserved that one.
All above
Fucked
the board
about
to
and he
tip so
found
far.
out.
Yeah. He might die again here. Voxo walks into Shytek fresh off the respawn. The Ceaseless Dirge has ceased for at least 49 seconds.
Yeah, it's rough. I mean, Sven, I'm guessing, is building some kind of damage item now. Daedalus, maybe.
He's got a Daedalus
Harpoon.
finished. Harpoon to help
I
him
can see
not
it.
get kited so much. I mean, it's probably what he needs.
Yeah. He just needs to make sure that he can stay on top of this Clinks when he gets on top of them. Because you can't even really go like. I guess you can go Lincolns.
Is under attack.
It's not an easy Lincoln's game though. Like, it does stop a lot. It stops the grip, it stops the primal stuff, but they have so many little spells that break it as well. Like all of Bane's spells break Lincolns. Shytech can use Hex in theory to break Lincolns.
It's
Oh,
heaping
they've
in for
seen him.
Shytech here. They're making a big rotation. They do put Shurix into the tombstone. Glee tries to kill her, but Coral gripped up in the back. Needs help from Shytech. And Shytech continues to be a turret, a menace in the back lines here. The kisses come over the top. The coil is dropped, but there's just nothing to follow it up.
Oh, I don't want to flame too much. I'm going to try and be gentle. But I'm pretty sure Avoxo just tombstone Shirks right as he was going to Ravage. And as a result,
it does feel like it.
they call
and
it.
they
There it
do
is.
call the GG off of that.
As a result, he doesn't get to Ravage. Shytech
Oh, the
gets a sneaky
rampage
deal.
just at the end as
Gets
well.
stunned. Yeah, you hate to see it. I mean, honestly, I'm kind of sad that they didn't put up a fight on high ground. Maybe they thought it was just too despair. Maybe the vibes were off. I am expecting though this to be a Wong's victory. If last week's shenanigans is anything to go by, there's a potential for Skarity to GG out, as they cannot make the LAN. So there is
Yeah, I mean,
there is still potential.
If they're feeling noble about it, they can do it as they did the previous series. And then Wong's Bakery will remain in the bracket, but for now it's a Skarity work victory in this elimination series. Thank you for stepping in to help me out, Reese. It's much appreciated. My voice is feeling a lot
okay.
better.
It's a good
I
game
hope
to watch.
hope your dinner was nice, and
It was, thank you. Yeah.
I hope you enjoyed watching the games. I hope everyone in chat enjoyed watching the games. But for now, we're leaving it at that. Have a lovely rest of your night.
Goodbye.